Hello, and welcome to the Cup TV, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality. And you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. And welcome to Reality Roundup, where we give you all the tea on competitive reality television. And I just have to say this, I need you to give me 10. I need you to give me 10. Give me 10. Give me 10.
Okay,
Give me
Melody.
give me 10 because I, I need 10. But I also need you, David, to stop being a sassy bitch. I need that. That's what I
Okay,
need.
okay.
That's what I need from you for real is to stop being a sassy bitch. But get your cup mug too. That's something else I need you to do. Get your cup mug at lanagcreations.etsy.com. That link will be in the description below. And if you look to the right of the screen, there is a QR code. It'll take you right to the shop. You can scan it and it'll take you right there. You can buy your merch, leave me a little message, I'll reply. And we do ship internationally and domestically, so there are no excuses. Get your cup mug, period. Thank you.
Well, you know what? Since you have multiple intros, let me try out a few. You can tell me which one's the best, okay?
Mhm.
One of them's very much same vibe. Hi, I'm David Healy, and Lana, you're giving me promiscuous vibes.
I mean, what? I mean, who told you?
Okay, another one. I'm David Healy, and I'm excited to talk about data points. Lots and lots of data points.
Whoa, whoa. That's suspicious. That's weird. And I'm voting you out of here because data points. How dare
Yep.
you?
Okay,
How
we'll do
dare
one.
you?
Well,
Okay.
okay, I got two
Okay.
more, two more, two more. Okay,
Okay.
next one. I'm David Healy, and do you want to hang out?
I do actually want to hang out.
Okay, okay. Okay, okay. Last one. I'm David Healy, and I'm from New Hampshire. Do you know where that is?
No, I don't.
Really? It's over by
No.
Vermont.
Where? Who? Above?
Yeah, Vermont.
It's above Boston. It's above Boston.
Yes, above
Oh yeah,
Boston.
yeah, oh yeah. I know.
Yeah.
I'm from the East Coast too, so yeah. I know.
Okay. Which one was the best?
Mm, data points.
Okay, data points.
Data points.
Suspicious.
Suspicious data points. Oh my
Yes.
God. We
We
we, we were
clearly have a
talking,
lot of shows to talk about.
and the craziest part is two of your intros were from Love Island.
So
But we
were
love that
yours.
for us. Both of mine were from Love
Yep.
Island because, that's what I was just talking about. No, I wasn't. Yes, I was. I really was. Like literally go live. I was just talking about that. Um, but hey, y'all, we are here. We are back. We are talking all competitive reality television shows. We are giving you the highlights, the roundups of all this week. Week 22. We are 22 weeks in the year. That's crazy. But we're talking all things competitive reality television here. If this is your first time, welcome. We truly appreciate you. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Because why wouldn't you? This is what you like. This is what you want to talk about, and we're going to talk to you about it. So subscribe to this channel, and if you're a fan of Drag or Drag Race, we have a channel for you. All those links will be in the description below at the Cup Pod here on YouTube. And if you're a fan of Eurovision Song Contest, at the Cup ESC is the channel for you. Go check them out. Follow, subscribe, do all the things. We here on the Cup TV are on a mission to get 1,000 new subscribers by the end of the year. We are finally at the halfway point. We made it past the halfway point. Woohoo! Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You all helped us out a lot, but we could need more help because a lot of fun things open up at 1,000 new subscribers. So please subscribe. We are halfway through the year, halfway at the subscriber count. So we love if you would help continue to support. But we're so excited to get to that point. It's an accomplishment. We've been working for it over a year and a half now, and we got there. So I'm excited. Thanks, y'all. But
Me
subscribe
too.
to this channel. Yeah, David too. Subscribe to this channel and all of our channels. The links will be in the description below, as well as our audio podcast links, our Patreon link, and where you can find our socials at The Cut Pod on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky. And if you want to follow David and me, that's fine. Our links are down there. Our Instagram is scrolling past right now. And my Twitter is right there in the thing. So go subscribe to those places as well. David, I think we should get into it because we talked intro long enough. Let's
Mhm.
just do it because we got two shows in our singing and variety shows. Woo. It's time to first talk Chopped Castaways because why wouldn't we? It's part of the variety family. It's the variety. We'll have a variety and a singing. We're back to singing and variety. It makes sense now. It all makes sense again. But we'll start with Chopped Castaway. And you know what? This was a good episode. I actually really enjoyed this episode of Chopped Castaway.
Yep. This is my
I was
favorite so far.
Yeah, I have to say, I was like, oh wow, this was fun. But let's get into it. Oop, I'm about to bring up the wrong thing. Yeah, I messed up. There we go. Chopped Castaways. Look, I just wanted to be by myself. I wanted y'all to see me and only me and not
Fair.
David. Just me. But Chopped Castaways, we had some interesting chat. We have broken the teams up. It's no longer two teams of two. Oh no, two teams. They got broken it up. And now they broke to three teams of three. And when they
All new
said that,
colors too.
all new colors, we had an orange team, a yellow team, and a purple team. And I was like, okay. When Ted said that they were breaking them up in three, I said, ooh, what is about to go down? Because we're just not breaking teams up for no reason. Something is about to go down. But before we found out what was about to go down, we had to first figure out the teams. And the team captains ended up being Stephen, um, John Paul, and Hannah. And I was like, okay, okay. Um, the orange team, they did a schoolyard pick of who they wanted to get. And I was for sure thinking Hannah was gonna pick Paulette. I just knew Hannah was gonna pick Paulette because I'm like, they've been working together this whole time. They've been working well together. They've been getting really good, praise together. Um, she ain't pick her. Um, and she didn't pick her. So the yellow team was John Paul, Carrie, and James. And then the orange team was Hannah, um,
All right.
Logan, and Ara. And then the purple team was Paulette, Aiden, and Steven. So Steven was the captain of the team, and he picked Aiden and Paulette, which I thought was
A good team.
great team. Like I'm
Yeah.
like anybody who get Aiden on their team is gonna have a good team because Aiden
Right.
he's GOAT. He's GOAT.
And even, I don't know if you remember the first episode, we talked about the standouts, and those were our two standouts, as Aiden and
Aiden and
Paulette.
Paulette,
So
absolutely.
I was shocked she was picked. I mean, she wasn't even
Last.
picked. She was last, right?
She was last. She was just
Hmm.
handed to, and I was like, Steven, you just got a gift. You got a gift
Yep.
with Aiden and with Paulette. Like it was so good. I was like, oh, okay then. Um, but they also had to use weapons to get some ingredients that were going to go along with the ingredients in the baskets. And so the orange team, well, first of all, let me just say this. None of them need to be an axe thrower ever. None of them. Not a
No.
single one of them should be an axe thrower because they were throwing the hatchets and everybody missed. It was
Yep.
just
I
knocking
would
all
too.
off. I would too. Like I would not be good at it. Some people got decent with the blow darts, and then Aura got good with the arrow. He got one. But the orange team did the best. They ended up getting three different ingredients. They got dried porcini mushrooms, cabbage, and sofrito. I was like, okay, good ingredients. The yellow team ended up getting jalapenos, and that's it.
Mhm.
And then the purple team ended up getting fish sauce, and that's it.
Yep.
Interesting things. Then we find out that this round is a blind relay. No communication between the teammates. One teammate, each teammate will have 15 minutes in the kitchen cooking the dish that the other person started or and finish off. So and they couldn't talk about it. They couldn't tell them what they were thinking. They just had to use the ingredients out the basket, start it off like the captain started it, and then everybody else would just have to finish or figure out the vision of what they were starting to create the meal. And I was like, oh, that's exciting and nerve wracking and horrible and all of that emotions in one.
Hmm. Yeah. Do they do things like this on regular Chopped? No.
No,
Okay.
no.
Yeah, this was wild. I think that's this is a big reason why I like this episode the most because it felt like there were more strategic elements coming into play
Hmm.
with this, and like I want to see strategy in my show. So it was just really interesting seeing the different strategies that people had. And honestly, like I don't think the chefs would have liked my strategy either because if I was first, I would absolutely leave the meat for somebody later on. And
Mm.
that seemed to be really frowned upon.
I think
But it's
only
cooking, and there's plenty of it.
yeah, but it's like, but what's the vision? What do you want me to do with it? Like, I feel like I agree. I think the first chef should have picked the meat so you could show me if I'm coming in behind you what I'm supposed to do with this meat. Like, what do you expect? Because like, if you don't pick the meat, then I pick the meat. What if my vision don't go with your vision and then it just clashes with the whole thing?
Mhm.
Or at least, if not the first person, I think the second person should have picked the meat.
That's what I think. I think it's the middle person's job to really
Yes,
have the strong vision. I think the first person should be preparing,
yes,
the second person should be putting together, and the final person should be like looking at
finishing it
what's been
off.
done and wrapping it up. Yeah.
Yep,
So I
I
think
agree with
the
that.
middle person is the most important.
I agree with that too. I think the middle person should be the one to pick that meat and figure out the vision and go with it and then start cultivating that vision. I definitely agree with that. But everybody had different ways of doing it, different strategies, and it was very interesting to see. But the basket ingredients that they also had to work with, along with what they won, was chayote squash, which I don't know what that is. I don't need it. Fermented black bean paste. No, thank you. Key lime pie. I don't like key lime pie. And then a whole roasted pig. Now I would have told some of that pig up. Like, give me some of that shoulder, give me some of that cheek. I would tell some of that pig up. But
Be taste testing it along
I
the
would
way.
take it alone. I was like, let me cut off a piece here. Ooh, that's good. Let me cut off another piece over here. That's good. Yeah, okay, that'd be me. But it was interesting to see the, like you said, the different tactics or strategies of putting together the meal or how they were going to do it. So let's start with the orange team. They Hannah started off. She prepared all the stuff that she needed to prepare for. I think they had a really good strategy. I think she prepped it for the next person really, really well. Like, she got everything prepared. She was making sausage. She was putting, some of the ingredients on the fire to get it cooking and started and roasted. And I think she set up her next person really, really well. And I think Steven, well, I'm saying I'm gonna start with the orange team, but I think let's just go for the first round, people.
Yeah.
Steven, though, I think he did the best because Steven, no, he's very self-aware. He knows what his weaknesses are, he knows what his flaws are, but he also knows his strength. And the reason he picked Aiden is because him and Aiden work together, and he knows Aiden knows the kitchen very well, and that he would be able to pick up some of the slack that he might not have in his formal training, and they could just work off of each other. And so Steve was like, I'm just gonna put stuff together. I'm gonna prep the vegetables. I'm gonna put them on the fire. He roasted the squash. He put the bean paste on it. Like, he prepped everything so well and so meticulously that Aiden was able to walk in there and be like, oh, I see what you're trying to do. Let's get this meat on. Let's do this. And it was like, I love, this is why I like cooking shows, because it's like I like watching people move like a well-oiled machine. They just like they
Mhm.
know what they're doing in the kitchen. Like I don't really know what I'm doing that well. I can do some things, but I'm not. They cutting and they cooking in these kind of conditions where they outside, the flame is not going the way they usually want it to go, or and they work like a well-oiled machine. It was beautiful to
Yeah.
watch.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. The only thing that kind of made me nervous for Steph was like my assumption was we're gonna have a bottom two from
Mm.
whichever losing
Each
team we
group.
have. And I was worried that if his team, for whatever reason, it didn't end up being successful, that he would be penalized for not taking initiative to actually come up with a direction for his team instead of just preparing it. But like knowing his strengths and weaknesses, I thought it was the best choice for him specifically. Like if that was me, absolutely, that's what I would be doing. Like
Hmm.
in, I would be not trying to control any direction of where the meal is going to go. Let me just get things, throw them, get them cooking. Then we're good.
Absolutely. It was nice. But see, and the thing is, I don't think anybody did a bad job in that first round setting up for the next people. Like John Paul set up Carrie really well, and I think Steven set up Aiden well, and I think Hannah set up Aura really well. Like they all set each other up. And it came down to the second group. I feel like everybody else but Carrie, the second group took care of the meat. And I don't know why Carrie didn't take care of the meat. To me, I was like, why wouldn't she get the
Yeah.
meat to go for whatever? And like it was one pig. All three teams was gutting meat off of this one pig. So I'm like, it's limited pieces, and everybody knows it's certain pieces of the pig are good pieces, and certain pieces of the pig you don't really.
Yeah.
It's a little tough.
I know why she didn't want to do the meat with her point with when it was her time. It's because she knew she still had the opportunity to talk to James telepathically and tell him what to do with the meat. So that's why
Jesus,
she's like, wait, I'll just
Jesus,
tell him later on.
Jesus, oh
You had a thumbs
Lord.
down thing pop up.
Oh, Jesus. Like, I'm gonna tell you what to do. Like, oh my God. Like what? Oh my God,
Joe's
bro.
like, we can't tell him
Can't tell him. They're like, we can't tell him.
telepathically.
Telepathically, though. Like, girl, Carrie, if you don't get off this tree hugging, moon boon, higher meditation path and talk, let's speak regular people, we can't talk. So do the job. Oh my God. It's so crazy. Like, look, get off the hippy dippy whatever. But yeah, she wasn't gonna tell him. And James came in last and he wanted to get the pig cheeks, the cheeks of the pig. One of them was already gone because somebody else got it. So he had to go to the other side and get it and then realized, oh, it's not a whole lot of meat in this. So he just had to work with what he worked with. And I don't know. I
Can I
found
ask something about this? Because
yes.
they were talking about like taking the cheeks from the pig for pork chops. Are pork chops come from cheeks of a pig?
I don't think it's well, it might be a part of the chop. It could be different parts of chops, but I
Okay,
usually
because
thought, but
that
I
really
think
threw me off. I was like, I didn't know that that's what pork chops was, like
I
chops
mean
of the
I
pig.
I thought pork chops came from like the belly of a pig, but that might just but no, that's pork belly or like maybe it is from the cheek, but I
Maybe.
always think a cheek. Look it up. I don't know. Google is free, people. I guess we need to look
It
that
comes
up.
from the loin of the pig.
Okay, so that's what I thought. Like the tenderloin is the pork chop, but I think the cheeks are used for like. I thought, me personally, I could be wrong. I thought the cheeks were used for like crackling and like to. It's certain meat on it, but it's not a lot of meat, so it's not used for like a pork chop.
Hmm.
I didn't think so. I thought it was used for like a crackling or like some. I don't know,
Okay,
but I'm
yeah.
not a chef.
Me neither. But Aiden is a chef, and Aiden was masterful. Like
He was
honestly, who's touching
masterful.
Aiden at this
No,
point?
this man is
Especially
winning
with
this competition. If he's not winning, I don't know who's winning.
right, all the juices. First of all,
Oh
like that seemed kind of gross to me, but it was so
no,
genius.
No, that's beautiful because when you bite into a juicy pork chop, that's what you want.
I did not
Is
know that that was just poured out of like open up the skin and it comes pouring out. Like,
yeah, because the pig fat is so like it's fatty and it's greasy and it's juicy, and especially when it's cooking, that fat turns into that juice. And if you cut it, that I did know. You cut it, you get all those juices out of the meat, and I'm like, oh, that's what makes pork chops and all that stuff so juicy because the fat has melted and rendered down
mhm.
into that meat. And oh, I love a good pork chop. I might have to give me some pork chops too. This is making me hungry. This is what Chopped Castaway do for me every week. I get hungry after talking about it. But yeah, the way he cut that open and got all the juices, I was like, you're
Yeah.
smart. You really know your way around the kitchen. You know your way around meat. You know your way around food. And that's very attractive to me, Aiden. Very attractive to me. But it was like I said, I just like watching people who know what they're doing in the kitchen move and make stuff and create beautiful pieces of food out of stuff. Like out of these ingredients, I don't want none of it. But when I looked at the plate, I was like, but that looks good. Knowing what I know the ingredients are, I'm like, ooh, I don't eat mushrooms and I don't know what sofrito is and I don't want jalapenos and I don't want no fish sauce. I don't know I don't like squash. Not a fan of bean paste, especially fermented, and then key lime pie and a pig. But when they put the plates down, I was like, oh, but that looked good.
Yeah.
My eyes said, yeah, that looks delicious. I would try it. But my stomach was like, I know what those ingredients are, so no. No, thank you.
Yeah.
But it looked good. I just love that. But when we get to the judging decision, because we also find out that it's going to be a double elimination.
Hmm.
3 people are going to the gauntlet. And then I realized at first I thought they were saying one of the losing people from each team was going to go. So I thought they were like, okay, one person from the orange team, one person
Oh.
from the yellow team, one from the purple team was going to go. Then we realized, no, that's not the case. It's one whole team is going to lose, and they're all going to the gauntlet. And I was like, oh, well,
Yeah,
okay.
it's pretty intense. Uh, and to me, like from what we were seeing, I really felt confident that the purple team was Stefan and Aiden and Paulette.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was like,
I
they're
know.
going to be fine.
Yes, they're
They just
fine.
like the way they were in sync. And here's another thing I really like about Aiden. The whole time Paulette immediately picked up on what Aiden was doing and started working. And what I really like about Aiden is like, while he does seem kind of like in his own league as far as a chef goes, he will never let anybody else know that because he's so complimentary of other people.
Hmm.
Like he could be so cocky and arrogant,
He
but
could be.
anytime he's talking about another chef, he's complimenting them, and he was just
Hmm.
being so complimentary of Paulette and her work, and that's something that really makes Aiden super likable to me.
Yeah, and I think he sees that because where he came from, he know he wasn't brought up in like he wasn't that culinary chef that came up with everything and was just a prodigy of whatever. And he had a rough background. He came up rough, so now he's there, and yes, he's good, but he like shoot, I'm one step away from being back to where I was, so I'm not
Hmm.
gonna go and be arrogant, cocky, Aiden, which he has every right. Because I feel like those people who know they're good at what they do could be cocky, could be arrogant. And it would be like, well, I mean, they are good. What can you say? But I appreciate a humble king. I appreciate a humble king who's like, yeah, I'm good. I know I'm good. I could do this in my sleep. But that
Hmm.
don't mean I'm gonna tear everybody else down who's doing it because guess what? Somebody else can come along and be better than me. And these are his peers. These are not people who you just, all of a sudden bum off the street who just decided yesterday, oh, I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna be a cook. No, these are people who've been training and doing the same thing he has. So I appreciated that. And I like how complimentary he was to Paulette. And I also like how respectful he is of Steven, even when he knows he has some weaknesses and flaws. He doesn't just like shoo him away. He like helps and they can build. And that helps Steven grow into a better chef, which
Yeah.
that's what I love. That's what you should do. Like, I love it. I love it. But we get down to the judges, and they're talking about each team. And I feel like everybody felt on the same way. Everybody made like a salad because that's the quickest thing to do with 15 minutes a piece in the kitchen. And everybody kind of made like this kind of roasted pig salad with the squash, and then all, because a lot of them had ingredients of vegetables and Thai, things like that. So we had salads with pig and key lime crumbles, and just salads. And I'm not mad at it because what can you do in that time over
Mhm.
outside? But I knew, listening to the judges talk, and I was like, oh, I know what team about to go down. I know what team is about to go down, because even with the mistakes, the other, like the purple team, with their mistake was the fish sauce was so potent and so relevant. Like they went overboard with the fish sauce, and it was too salty. But everything was good and it worked. And like they watched how they moved, and it was like I said, a well-oiled machine. Aiden did really well in that middle position. Steven did really well in that starting position, prepping everything. And Paulette just wrapped it up in that cute little bowl, and it was done. And even she tasted the sauce and was like, "Oh, this is too
Yep.
salty. Let me add a little bit of water, try to thin it out. Let me add a little bit of sweetness to try to," like, she tried to fit. But fish sauce is a strong ingredient, and once it's in there, it's not much you can do. It's just in there. So I liked how she did that.
I
But
agree. I also like the yellow team when they were getting their judgment. I thought it was really interesting because they were kind of critical about the lack of pork and where it came from in the pig.
mhm.
And JP, he started trying to pass the blame off on James, but
Marcus
they
Samuelson
called it.
said no. I love me some Marcus Samuelson, by the way. That is one of my favorite judges on Shop, period. And Marcus
Okay.
is like, what we not finna do is this. What we not finna do is act like it's his fault. Mr. Team Captain, Mr. First Person Up, it should have been you.
hmm
I know he wanted to say or Carrie, but he ain't say that. He said it should have been earlier, though. He should have been picking
Right.
at me earlier, because he's the third person and he getting the scraps of the meat that everybody else did passed up. Boy, I was like, JP, no, you can't pass me. He was like, and he was standing by it. He was like, I stand 10 toes behind that. I don't believe I did anything wrong. I was like,
And this was before they knew that it was going to be a bottom three instead of a bottom two. So I get wanting to make sure that hey, I'm not to blame. Like I
not
get
me.
that, but yeah, but
One, it wasn't a good look for you, though, JP. I'm gonna
no.
tell you that wasn't a good look. Because if I was James, I'd be like, hello? What you mean? Okay, all right, okay. But even in the orange team, the only issue that they had was the onions that Ara cut and put in there. And they were like, you did raw onions, which anybody know, don't be putting raw onions in a dish that you expect people to just. But it was
Yeah.
a salad, so I can understand why they didn't think the raw onions was gonna be bad, because you want a little crunch in your salad, and the raw onions go give you that crunch. But ugh, I don't like raw onions
Uh,
and nothing. I don't really like onions on my food
I don't
anyway,
like onions.
but I don't like onions. But if I'm going to eat an onion, it better be sauteed down into what I'm gonna eat, and I better not know what's there. But um, yeah, the onions, I could imagine, because like I could not imagine just biting into a raw onion. That's just for me. But it overtook the dish. So I was like, oh, that's a problem. Yeah. Every group had one little issue that was a problem. And but if all in all, in the end of the day, the yellow team ended up being the team that was going to go to the gauntlet. All three people were going to go. Two people were going to go home. And whew, it was interesting.
Were you rooting for any of them to stay?
Honestly, Carrie,
Okay, I could see that.
because I think James been in the bottom so many times, it's about time for him to go. Like
Yeah.
James, you've been in the bottom a couple times now. Third time, three strikes you out. And JP only because he tried to throw James under the bus, and I ain't like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I was rooting for James to stay. Like I do get it. He's been kind of circling the drain a bit, but he's really cute. And like I feel like we've gotten more of his story than the others. So and like I said, like I don't know what any of this tastes like. So I'm only going off of personality. I
I
just
hear
like
you. I get it. I get it. I get it. But we do get to the gauntlet, and the ingredients for the gauntlet round are head on shrimp, okra, dried mangosteens, and oyster sauce, which is all leading to me towards a seafood dish. Like it needs to be a
yeah.
seafood dish. It's very seafood forward with the shrimp and the okra and the oyster sauce. And then you have these dried mangosteens. Like, you gonna throw that fruit in there? Okay. Sure. Okay. But I was this was my I was like, I agree with Carrie saying this was the first time that she was able to cook on her own. So we were going to be able to see what she can bring to the table. And so I was excited to see that. And the same thing with John Paul. We haven't seen him do his own cooking. It was everybody else group cooking. So I was interested to see. We saw James a couple times, like you said, he'd been in the gauntlet before. I was interested to see how they would pull this off. And apparently, according to the judges, everybody did a great job.
Yeah. They all did their best dish, I think, so far.
Yeah. And everybody was doing a really good job. So it was like, okay, well, if everybody's doing well, how do we decide? And it came down to very little minute things. Um, Carrie had oh, Carrie had
Yeah.
um she didn't clean the shrimp off as good as possible, which is a rookie mistake. If you know, you know. If you like, I think my sister Nisha used to work at a shrimp shack, and she used to have to clean shrimp, and she could clean shrimp like nobody's business now. Like she would go to this day, she just like, and she did this job at 16, and to this day she can go and take a shrimp and clean it. And Carrie even knew it. She was like, "Oh, rookie mistake, not to clean the shrimp off good. Even in a rush, you gotta get all that stuff out the shrimp, and you want to eat it." But she made this mistake of not cleaning the shrimp off well. Um, James made his mistake of
It was
not
how he treated the shrimp. They didn't like
right.
how he treated it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, gotta treat the shrimp well. Don't nobody want to
Yeah,
eat
treat it
those.
like a queen it is.
Yeah, I mean, you treat it like trash. It's gonna be trash. Don't treat your shrimp like trash. You don't want to do that.
Yeah, treat it like royalty.
Royalty. I mean, he put it and he covered it up, and so it more like to steam the shrimp instead of cooking the shrimp. It made it a little chewy, a little tough. John Paul, I was very surprised by him. His plate looked good. I was like, oh, that actually looks decent. Even though I can't eat shrimp no more, I love shrimp. I used to love it, but I can't eat it no more. It looked delicious, and I wanted to eat it. And I would have been like, you know what? I'll risk it because I want to eat it. Everybody's shrimp didn't make me want to risk it and eat it. His made me risk it. He covered it in some tomato sauce, and it just looked homey. And for him to be able to pull that off in that 30 minutes, I was like, I would eat that. I would eat that. It looked delicious. But John Paul survived the double elimination gauntlet, and we had to say goodbye to Carrie and James, unfortunately.
But
And you,
James,
bye, James. Good to see you. It was good to see you. Um, this final, what is this, six, is interesting, and I would like to know,
7.
David.
Yeah.
Seven, is it seven? Three, yeah,
Hmm.
seven, seven. Um, it's interesting because I feel like I think I know where the final two is and how this is going. Do you have any predictions on who you think the final two will be?
I think I'm going to stick with my episode 1 prediction. I'm still feeling Aiden and Paulette. I think Paulette's kind of been a sleeper the whole time. I think she's been underestimated. So I can definitely see her going the distance. I think it's going to be a girl either way is in that second spot because
Mhm.
I could see Hannah slipping in there, and it's
That's
going
what
to
I
be
was thinking.
interesting. Yeah, okay, because we're about to get into the individual portion next week. So who are you? You're thinking Hannah and
I was
Aiden?
thinking Aiden and Hannah would probably be the final two. I could see that happening, but I'm not. I'm not going to count out Paulette and Aura either.
Hmm. Yeah,
But
I think Steph and Logan are definitely the
yeah,
weaker links
weaker
from what
links.
we've seen
Mhm.
consistently. So should be
Absolutely,
interesting to see. I'm really interested to see who can thrive on their own next week.
absolutely. I cannot wait. But moving on from Chopped Castaways to our newest show of the week, America's Got Talent is back, and I will say this first episode of America's Got Talent had a lot of talent in it. It was really good, and I was excited to. At first, I was like, oh, because I'm not really an America's Got Talent girly. I'm not. I'm not. That's not my zhuzh. And I was like, I'm gonna skip through. I was like, I'm gonna go through this real quick. But I ended up taking it off fast. 1.5. People were like, you know what?
Hmm.
No, watch, just watch. And I enjoyed the show. So we're gonna treat this like we did American Idol. So, what's your ranking, David?
Okay, yeah, I'll tell you my top five. So
I wonder if we have the
number,
same.
I don't know. We might. I think there's a clear top seven. So who knows if we'll have the same top five? But
I
number
only
five
picked
for
five
me.
people that I like, but
Okay. Yeah. Number five for me was the Acro crew from Edmonton, Alberta. It was all the young girls, which I'm like,
mhm,
I'm not going to be interested. I'm not going to care about their acrobats or their dancing. Who cares? But
the
they brought
dogs.
out dogs. They brought
That's
out dogs, and I'm an animal lover. I know Lana's not as much of an animal lover, but that won me over because I loved all of those dogs. They looked so proud. They were all doing a really good job. It made what could have been like kind of a boring act for me pretty fun. Like it was a nice twist on the performance, and they got a golden buzzer. So I didn't even know Terry could do the
oh
golden
yeah, I knew he
buzzer.
could. I knew he could.
Yeah.
They always get a host one.
See, the last season I watched of America's Got Talent, Golden Buzzer was not a thing. It was
Mhm.
like 2009, the
Oh
last time I'd
wow.
watched. So, yeah.
Yeah, they were not on my top five, but I
Okay.
knew. I said David is going to love this. This is
Yeah.
going to be all David. I thought the acrobatics was right, but the dogs were a fun surprise. I thought that was a cute surprise from them. Okay, that's cute. That's cute. I get it. I understand it. It didn't move me, but it was
I'm
cute.
not surprised.
It was cute.
Who was your
My
number
number
five?
my number five was Lay. I think that little 14-year-old girl started the show off with a bang, and it was a she has such a beautiful voice for a 14-year-old. Like I would have never thought that voice was going to come out of a 14-year-old girl, but she has a beautiful voice. And she got a golden buzzer from Simon and I was shocked. But my favorite part of this whole thing was Sophia Vergara was like, "Oh, should I give her a golden buzzer?" Simon was like, "I wouldn't. I wouldn't." And then turn around and gave her the golden buzzer. I was like, crazy work, Simon. But I understand it. That was she sang so beautifully. I don't know if I would have given her a golden buzzer, but she definitely would have got a yes for me to go on to the next round for sure. She's 14. And if she's singing like this at 14, you can only imagine what she sounds like when she grows and older and gets if she practices her craft and get better and better. So I thought she was great.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought she was great too. She was actually higher for me. I had her at number three because I thought her voice was amazing, like
Amazing.
especially for her age. Because I'm
Mhm.
used to a lot of people who are younger on these shows, just they can't quite stack up with the people in their
Yes.
20s or older. Um, what just threw me off with her was like how is her speaking voice
So
so much?
high.
Is it an act?
No, because
Are
I
you
know,
sure?
yes, because I know so many people who have a very high voice and has a very rich tone. Like I don't know
Okay.
if you heard of this artist, Michelle. Back in the 80s, 90s, Michelle, she sang no no more no lies.
Oh,
Like,
I thought her name was Michelle.
no, her name was Michelle,
Okay.
but she has a very high pitched voice and she sings
I
talks
know
like
she
this.
doesn't.
But
There
she
was
sings
something wrong with you.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she sounds like no more lies. Da, ba, da, ba. Like, so it's people who have very high speaking voices who sing very rich. So I don't
Okay.
think it's an act.
There was just something about like not even her voice, not even just her voice, but the way she was talking, like the things she was saying, like, "Oh, there's probably going to be 100 people out there." I'm
Right.
like, it didn't strike me as completely genuine. Like maybe she wanted the surprise factor, but I don't know. She's 14, so
She's
maybe she's
14.
not thinking that deep.
Right.
uh, yeah, but my number four, I've already referenced him. It was Kev Adams from Paris. Uh, okay, I will
Yeah,
say
he's so
I
funny.
talked about oh, what is that talent show that we talked about that was on Netflix? Star Search. We
Star
talked about
Search.
Star Search, and they had the whole comedy category.
Hmm.
I think this guy just completely whooped everybody that was in the comedy category on Star Search this year. He was naturally so funny. He had a great delivery. It was such a great idea to like talk about the differences between his culture and coming to America.
Hmm.
The whole thing about
Let's hang out.
like the let's hang out. Yeah.
Let's
Like it
hang
was
out.
surprisingly adult in content too. I was like, this is a family show. You're talking about some pretty explicit things, but he was hilarious to me. I loved him.
Hmm. Yeah, he was my number three, actually. I thought he was so funny. He was so natural. And I laughed the entire time with him. And like, I liked how he gave adult situations, but didn't make it seem like it was an adult situation. Like when I said
Mhm.
my baguette, he just made stuff funny and relatable, but not to the point of vulgar and, explicit. I thought he was hilarious. I cannot wait to see him come back and see what other jokes he has and if he can continue because he can't keep talking about the differences between his culture and the US for the whole time. I want to know what else he has, what other things he can talk about that's funny and if it's related. But I think he's hilarious and he can get I feel like a good residency in Vegas would be perfect for him. He would have a
Mhm.
great show. He's just
I
funny.
agree.
He's
Yep.
just funny. And he's cute too. He was cute.
Mhm.
He's a little
For
cutie
sure.
patootie.
Who was your number four?
My number four was the knife throwing couple. Ugh.
Mhm.
I first of all, it was
Tyrone
scary.
and Margot.
Yeah, that was insanely scary. I was like, oh, whoa. But I think what got me was Margot's story. The fact that she had an accident, had a knife in her eye, and she only got 30% of her vision back, but she was still out there doing it and was doing the knives herself or the crossbow. I was just like, oh, she is working off of one eye. And if anybody know about working off one eye, it is your girl. And that is very difficult to do, to focus, to be able to do something like that with
Right.
one eye being a good eye. And I was like, that was an incredible. The way they had it set up, it was they gave a very superhero vibes and very, it was I just enjoyed their whole show, the visual and everything about it. And then the love that they had afterwards, it was just I just loved them. I love them.
Yeah, they were adorable. Like I love their whole dynamic. They were not in my top five, but I still really enjoyed what they did. It just felt like they were trying to kill each other in the most loving way.
Yes.
But now I'm wondering if we might have the same top two since we're down to our top two.
Hmm.
For me, number two, it was a strong number two. My top two was by far my favorite. But it was Diana Dixon and her friends, all from ATL. They were the choir, and they sang Lovely Day, which is a song that I've loved since I was a kid. But wow, this was incredible, especially when all the people came out of the audience, or they came out of the side of the stage, they came up from the audience, and just this whole full choir, not just like 8 people like I was expecting, but like 30, 40 people. It was
Mhm.
incredible. And I also was like wondering, she said, "Oh, we are all transplants to Atlanta." I wonder if that just applied to the people on the stage at the time or if that was like everybody. Because it would be
Right.
wild if like you have 40 people from Atlanta and none of them like grew up there. But this was so good. I couldn't believe this didn't get a golden buzzer.
That should have got to go to buzzer to me. That was my number
Yeah.
one. I enjoyed that so much. I love how they combined Lovely Day with Brighter Day. Oh, it was
Yes, me too.
everything.
Yes, because
I
uh, we've driven in my car singing that song "Brighter Day" together.
yes.
Yeah, I love that part too. I was like, "Oh, that's a nice dynamic." Sorry, go on.
I love that. I thought their harmonies was so tight and so good. They just looked like they were having so much fun on that stage. And I love that she was like, we just a group of abnormal people doing stuff that we shouldn't be doing. We should be singing. And I was like, period. Like I
Mhm.
loved them. They were so fun to me. There was every I saw this performance before I watched the show. It came up on my socials before I even watched the
Yeah,
show. And so I was like, oh, this was so good. This was my favorite act of the night. I was like, so mad they didn't get a golden buzzer because I'm like, what are you doing? Mel B, hit the buzzer. Like, what are you talking about? Like, yes, I think they're going to get through. And yes, I do think they get far. But I wanted them to just go straight to the live shows. Like, why we
mhm.
got to compete next time?
Hey,
Like,
you
they are
get to see more of them now, so that's
that's
good.
fine too, but oh, they were so good. They were so good. They were my
Mhm.
number one though. But my
Okay.
number two was the robot dancers. Oh, the robot dancer. I forgot. I couldn't get his name. I was so intrigued in what he
Flying
was
Ba?
doing. Yeah, I was so intrigued. And the fact that he's an engineer and his parents like, I want you to get a real job, and he got an engineer, and he was like, I'm an engineer and I go to work and then I come home and I dance till about 3 o'clock in the morning, then I wrap up again and get up at 7 in the morning to go to work. I said, oh, that's crazy. And then he brings out these robots. I said, you know that boy built the robots himself. You know he made every single one of those robots and made them and to I love when you get a job and then you're passionate and you just combine the two. Even if he does not ever want to be an engineer and he wants to be a full-time dancer and it works out, he always have engineering to go back to. And that's such a ugh. And I thought this was such a brilliant idea because we just watched, like, they showed the group of dancers before him, and I was like, oh, they're good. I know they made it because they were really good. But to see him come out like I'm gonna be a dancer too, and he watching these group of dancers just kill it on the stage, and he
Yeah.
know he by himself with some robots. How is that going to trend? Oh, I loved him. I thought it was so good, and I think he has such potential to do some really creative things in the rounds to come. I really enjoyed him.
Yeah. So we did have the same top two. This was my number one act. I think what gave him the edge over the choir was because I've never seen anything like this.
Intervention,
I'm saying,
yeah,
yeah,
intervention.
it just felt so unique. Like in them performing Abracadabra. I have seen like videos of robots trying to dance and failing or like falling or running into people, but his robots just were seamless, and he even gave some of them their own personalities. um
Jackie,
and not yeah, Jackie was great. Don't mess with Jackie.
don't mess with
um
Jackie.
and beyond just the robots being really impressive, like there was one that did like a flip and it gave me
Mhm.
chills watching this robot do a flip. But not only they were good dancers, he was really good too. Like he did this incredible leg like shifty
Mhm.
thing. I don't know, but like I was just kind of my mind was blown all
Yeah,
the way around. This is something I would pay to see. This is
yeah.
incredible. I can't wait to see more. Another one did not get a golden
Didn't I get a
buzzer.
golden buzzer? Yeah, I was like,
What?
what are we doing here?
See, we
Like,
would have given out golden buzzers
we
to
would have
the
given
top
our
two.
golden buzzer to those top two because they would have. Because okay. So here's the thing. I like the rapper story. I really do. I think he should have went on. He had a good flow. Would I have
Mhm.
given him the golden buzzer? No.
Yeah,
But
he
I
was
think
the other one in that seven that we didn't mention.
yeah, I think Howie wanted his to give him the buzzer because he said that's why he told Simon that he was good coming back and getting a buzzer. And it was a good story. It was a good story to tell. Great. I don't think he should have got the golden buzzer, but I do think he should have went on and to the next round, which is
Mhm.
great. But I have to do an honorable mention though.
Okay.
And I
Is
have
it
to do
Aggie?
Aggie gets my
It's
honorable
Aggie.
mention. It is so Aggie because I was like, at first when he first came out, I was like, no, absolutely not, no, no, don't do it. Send him out. And then when Simon was like, just come back with music, and I was like, I don't know, Simon. We should just move on from this. We could just move on. But when he came back, I liked it more with the music. I'm
Thank
not
you.
going to lie. I really enjoyed him with the music. And I think that's something we could have seen a couple of more weeks of him coming up with new music and new emotions. Do I think he's gonna win the show? No. We don't want him. He probably wouldn't have won the show. But it would have been nice to see him another couple more weeks because I thought it was so much better. And I was like, Sophia and Howie, like, seriously though,
Yeah,
let
when they
it
were like, "Oh, this
go.
was worse. This was
And I was
worse with
like,
music." I'm like, "Nah."
what? I like it. I'm gonna do happiness, and then he plays happy. That just like it made sense. And loneliness all by myself. I was like, this is good. It's funny. It's cool, and
Mhm,
it's lighthearted. And it was just like they say this show should be an escape from everything going on in the world. That moment was an escape. It was like, okay, it was
mhm.
funny. He could at least came back for one more week, and we could have saw what songs he picked with this
True.
with new emotions. Like, ugh, I was mad, but honorable. But shout out to you, Aggie. I loved it.
Yeah, good job, Aggie. He was likable.
He was so likable. I was like, I like him. Like, don't play with me. But so far, so good. I think America's Got Talent kind of did
Mhm.
what it needed to
I'm into
do.
it.
I'm into it. I'm into it. And so we'll see if what happens next. But I do know what happens now. Some reality news.
Okay, we have a new reality competition series that has just been announced. It's coming from the producers of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, and it has a working title right now of The Bold and the Unscripted. It's going to see a group of reality TV stars with thespian aspirations compete for a recurring role on The Bold and the Beautiful. So I'm very intrigued by this. It's giving me kind of, I don't know if you ever watched Scream Queens
Mm-hmm.
on MTV,
Mm-hmm.
but I've been wanting to see something like that where it's like people competing to be an actor. I hope they pick people from like competitive reality TV and not just like the Bravo sphere of reality TV,
Right.
but I'm definitely intrigued. I'm interested, even though I don't care about the Bold and the Beautiful.
I mean, I love soap operas. I was a soap opera girly back in my day, and so I used to love some good soap operas. Now, Bold and Beautiful was not the ones I watched. I'm sorry, CBS. I wasn't watching that.
Another World, Days of Our Lives were for me.
Oh no.
Impassions.
Oh, no, I wasn't there either. I was All My Children, One Life to Live in General
Okay,
Hospital. Period. It's like,
fair. We watch
but
different networks.
very different networks, and that was my judge. But I really enjoyed. I love a good soap opera. So, and it's a lot of people who we've seen on reality TV who wanted to be actors. So I think this is a
Jerry
great
Banthy.
opportunity. This is a good opportunity for people to do it. So I can't wait to see what happens. I wonder who gonna be on it. Be
Yeah, I'm curious.
interested. But I think it's time for some strategy. Traitors New Zealand has started, y'all, and we had the first two episodes this week. Traitors New Zealand, y'all started on a good note for me. You started out on a good note for me. I was like, because this is my first time watching New Zealand Traitors. And so I was like, okay, are y'all gonna stack up with UK and with the US? Because I'm those are the twos I've seen, and then David says Ireland is off the chain. So, how y'all stacking up? We got a new host apparently. We saw a rest in peace to our old host.
Yeah,
Um,
Paul.
Paul got
Yeah,
he was murdered in the Traitors Castle. So,
yeah.
but
I will say this is my least favorite of the English speaking franchises, but I still like it. I still enjoy it, especially season two. Season two was a strong move in the right direction for the Traitors New Zealand. So I'm hoping that season three can keep that momentum. I will say, as far as the new host go,
Mhm.
the verdict is out. I'm not getting a lot from her. Um, Paul was already my least favorite host, and now I think she's just taken up that torch of being my other new least favorite host. But maybe she just needs to get into the groove of things. Um, but I really like this. I like that it starts out with kind of a bang. I heard you all talking about how did they know about $5,000. If I remember correctly, season one, right off the bat, they offered somebody $5,000 just to volunteer to leave the game. And so I think that's why people were already talking about $5,000.
Mhm.
But I did feel bad for Michael how that all went down. But you should just like he said he
Never
wanted to be in the middle, right? So why go out of the car?
don't get out of the
Don't leave
car.
the car. Yeah.
Never get out of the car. That's like that was the thing we talked about on the recap. Like, I'm not leaving the car. You would we would all been sitting there looking at each other. We was time for me. You was telling me to get out the car. I'd be like, who getting out the car? You getting out the car? Because I'm not getting out the car. But I wouldn't get out the
Mhm.
car. But do check out our recap on what we talked about because we talked about getting out of the car a lot. So go check it out. It'll be up there or there. Yeah.
There it is. Um, Immediately we find out that two people know each other, and I'm like, oh, good. They're keeping it under wraps. It's Kiana and Samantha.
Yeah.
Um, they're not telling anybody. They're not acting like old girl did on UK this
Okay.
year.
I
Um,
know
yeah, I'm like, okay, good. You're not going to tell anybody ever, right? Nobody ever is going to know, right?
you.
Right?
Right? Right?
We'll get it.
Wrong,
We'll
Keanu.
get into it.
Wrong.
Actually, let's go ahead and talk about it.
Yes,
Keanu.
it's Keanu.
Yeah, this we're just talking about the highlights here, so we can jump around. Keanu, we find out he's a traitor. He decides to tell the other traitors that he knows Samantha and not to kill her because she's just mentioned as somebody to potentially be killed. You know what? There are ways to make sure she's not the person being killed
You
without,
changed the conversation.
yeah, like just be like she's somebody we could save for later. Here, let's focus on these other two that we initially named. Don't say, hey, I know this girl. I might have some loyalty to her over you all. She might choose me over you all if there's ever a choice. I think it was a really bad idea, and I think it could come back to bite Keanu. Um,
Huge.
I was shocked because I like him. He seems really smart. He feels like he could be very successful in the game, but I think that was a huge mistake, personally.
Absolutely a huge mistake. I don't think he should have said that. But when we're talking about the traders, I knew from the get go who was going to be traders. I said the editing was not subtle at all. Who was going to be traders? Jill got such time before, and I was like, and hearing her talk, I was like, oh yeah, she's traitor. She's
Yep.
traitor on traitor. I called her to be a traitor when they were in the car. I was like,
Yep.
she's going to be a traitor. I can see it. Keanu, I didn't catch on to him being a traitor until they got in the house, and I was like, okay, yeah, he's probably gonna be a traitor too. But the third traitor, editors,
Yeah, Brad,
cameraman,
right?
Bradley,
Hmm.
because Bradley picked the coin out the box
Which is a
of the
good
trader
twist. I
pig.
like that.
So right, this twist was great. I really enjoyed this twist. I really liked it. Even though I'm like, who gonna turn down being a trader? You be like, nope, I want to be faithful and put that back. Who doing that? Nobody doing that. But the cameraman, y'all let us know before we knew that he got the. They zoomed into him 3 times outside. They were like, Bradley, somebody else, Bradley. Let's go to somebody else, Bradley. I'm like, okay, does Bradley have the coin? I'm shocked that Bradley's the traitor. Oh my God, please don't. Come on, y'all. Please give us some
Yep.
suspicion.
Yes, yeah, give us some suspense because, like, not only that, but when he comes in as the cliffhanger, and it's like, oh, that's definitely his body type. Who else could that be behind? Maybe Ryan, but I don't think so. Yeah, I also like. I agree. They made it really clear who was going to be the traitors. The only thing weird for me was I did accidentally see an image of Keanu in a cloak before I watched any of the episodes, so I knew for sure he was. But I think I would have picked up on it anyways. But yeah, Jill was the most obvious for me
Obvious. So
personally.
obvious. But y'all did gag me. Traders, y'all did gag me once in this episode because who would have thought that Dr. Debbie had a son out there and his name was Harrison?
Right?
I said, okay, I'm gonna pull up the thing because I should have pulled
How
that
is that
up.
possible? He's only 10 years younger than her.
I said, wait a minute. Harrison looked every bit of 50 years old. And Debbie, I said, he looked every bit of 50 years old to
Right.
me. And Debbie is like, I'm like, Debbie's a 60, 70-year-old woman. Okay. How is Harrison her son? I thought when she said she had a son in this game, I was like, okay, Ryan is her son or
Mm-hmm.
Bradley is her son. Never was I guessing Harrison. Never was. I was like the gag of it all. And she like, and I think he a traitor. I was like, ooh, you do. It would be fun to see that, but yeah,
Yeah.
no.
For context, anybody watching, Harrison is 6 years younger than me.
That is crazy to me.
That is crazy.
Wild behavior. That man looked every bit of 50 years old to me. Oh, a
Look,
distinguished 45-year-old man.
some of us gays have rough lives. It's not always easy, so we're gonna blame it on that.
Oh my
Um,
gosh. But okay. All right.
yeah, I will say I agree with you all. I heard you all talk about Dave. Can't stand the guy. Cannot stand the guy. He gives me that like he gives me kind. You know that we get it a lot in the U.S. Except it's like these white guys who are automatically coming after the black people no matter what.
Yep.
But he's
Yep.
doing it with Elliot because I think in New Zealand, Australia, sometimes we see the Asian people get the short end of the stick and
Yep.
they're pushed out pretty quickly. And immediately, everything Elliot is saying is setting Dave off. Dave's getting annoyed with him at the round table, won't let him speak. Like, I'm talking. Like, shut up, man. I don't like that you have my name. He's just really is rubbing me the wrong way. Also, I think the editors are not very slick because I'm pretty sure I know who's going home. We did leave out. I'm jumping ahead again, but
Yeah, of course.
what I noticed at the end of episode 1 is what did they show at the round table? They showed people coming after Ryan.
Yep.
I don't think they would show that if Ryan was going home.
Right.
So yeah, we do know that there's a tie between Ryan and Elliot, and I think Elliot is going, especially because his Kate flipped on him, which hurt him, bestie, and the Harrison is the deciding vote, and Harrison voted for Elliot the first time. So unless he switches, I'm actually rooting for Elliot to stay. I didn't want to see Ryan or Elliot leave this early.
Yeah.
Speaking of Ryan, okay, so Ryan accidentally said something about being like I don't even remember exactly, but he never called himself that.
No, he said when I got picked.
Yeah, I wish I remembered the exact wording, but
when I got picked.
Is that it? Because that would sound more suspicious than what he actually said.
The first time he said at when they were talking in the groups, he said that when I got picked, and then at the round table, he said I never wanted to be he said I wanted to be a traitor, faithful. Yep. Yeah, he changed it. He wanted to be a traitor.
Yeah. For anybody who is playing the traitors and you hear somebody misspeak about this, when I tell you they are batting 100 for any time somebody misspeaks like this, they are always a faithful. Always.
always a
It
faithful.
is not some like subliminal, like accidental slip of the mind, slip of the tongue. No, that's just a mess up from a faithful. It always is. Like, in fact, if I ever played the Traitors, I would almost be inclined to do it on purpose because I know that every person who's ever done that on every franchise of the Traitors has been a faithful.
Right.
Uh, but they still don't care, so I probably shouldn't do
You know, I was
that.
about
They
to say,
still
if you
don't
want to
care.
stay, don't. If you want to stay, don't do that.
Yeah.
They won't.
Like, it's so wild that people still think, wow, this traitor is so bad that he keeps wanting to call himself a traitor openly. Like, come on.
Nobody
They
is
don't
saying
pick people
that.
like that.
They don't. They
um,
don't. And can we talk about the setup that Elliot faced in that game? Because everybody
yeah.
else got questions like, "Well, what genre of books do you like to read? What do what spell do you like? What is this? Is this?" And he can cry on demand.
Mhm.
I said,
Here.
"What?"
Yep.
We gonna ask this man this question when we know first of all he's extra because he's a theatrical person. He's in theater. He's a performer, so he has to be extra. That's just his nature to do that. And then you ask if he could cry on demand in a game where people are looking for people to be suspicious and lies and deception. And if he starts crying, everybody think he's suspicious. And
Mhm.
I was like, the setup is real here. The setup is
Yep.
so real. And producers, y'all know what y'all was doing. I don't like how y'all do treating Elliot either. Well, okay.
Okay, can I offer a different perspective?
You can, but I won't listen. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay. I, I do think Elliot was set up.
So,
I think Elliot was set up by himself, unfortunately, here, because I think before the game started, I think they were all probably asked questions like, "What is like a secret about you that nobody would suspect,
of
or
course.
like a hidden thing?" So he at one point volunteered this information
Hmm.
to the producers. Okay, so that's one. I'm gonna
Yes.
that's one strike. Then, when they had this game, they had the opportunity to pick the person that would go up there and have their secret revealed or not. And Elliot was perfectly okay with going up there, knowing what his secret was. He was okay with going up there and having it exposed. Strike two. Okay, so they figure out what his secret is that he can cry on demand. And then what does he proceed to do? Cry on demand. Strike three. You set yourself up, Elliot. I really don't think he was thinking about the optics and how people would turn that into, wow, this is an untrustworthy thing about him. But he really did play himself a bit here. Like,
I think he might not have thought that was going to be the secret they brought out. Like he probably put down several secrets. I think they asked that question
maybe.
for different secrets. I don't know. Yeah, it wasn't a good look. Yeah, I wouldn't have volunteered myself to go up to put no secrets out there about myself at all in this game. But like I said, I don't think he was thinking about that. I thought he was
Yeah.
like, this is a game. We're gonna go out there, we're gonna play it. I'm gonna write this secret down. It's gonna come out or not come out. I don't know. Because I'm sure the application had several things they wanted him to write down, but I don't know. Mm, I feel it was a setup by the production, and I feel it was a setup by Elliot too. I can agree with that. I can agree
Mhm.
with that. But
Yeah.
yeah.
The only other thing I really have to talk about is Rachel. Rachel was a character for while she lasted, but man, she was going a bit too hard. She was playing pretty hard. I was a little surprised that they, well, it made sense once they were talking about it, but I wouldn't have guessed that a big character like her would go out first because she seems like somebody who could get targeted in a roundtable pretty early.
Mhm.
But it kind of does make sense. Like, if she's going to be so volatile, maybe take her out before she can start accusing you. So I think the traders are doing well. I really like all three of them.
Me too.
Um, but I'm really curious to see about all this like backstabbing that they're going to be doing against each other next week. It's kind
I
of
don't.
crazy.
It's kind of crazy already. When I think this trio could be an actually really good trio of
Mhm.
traders, but I think they go play themselves. I think
Yep.
they go play themselves, and they go take it too. They doing it too soon, in my opinion. If they start going after each other, but
Mhm.
uh
Agreed.
I guess we should. That's all for the social strategy games this week for traders. So let's jump into some news. Great news on the horizon that start off this week. We all woke up to some amazing news. If you are in the Big Brother world, you were like, yes, Big Brother Canada has officially been renewed for production in the spring of 2027. And I'm so excited. They're moving over to CTV in Crave.
Ooh, our friends, our
Our
friends.
friends of ours, so I'm like, we know Crave. I'm hoping to get some exit interviews this year with
Mhm.
Crave. We go talk about it. We're gonna do our best to try to make that happen. But Big Brother is back, and I'm so excited. Big Brother Canada is back. I'm so excited. The only thing that's giving me a little pause is my girl Arissa Cox is not coming back as the host, and I'm sad
Yeah.
about it. I'm a little sad because I'm like, what do you mean Arissa is Big Brother Canada is not playing a hand? I'm mad about it. But Andrea Bain has been announced as the new host. She's a beautiful black woman. I don't know who she is, but I just know she's a beautiful black woman, and so that was very happy for me. I was like, keep consistency on a Big Brother Canada. Keep giving us beautiful black women as hosts. That's perfect for me. But I'm excited to see how she does. I'm excited that Big Brother Canada gets to come back because I felt it shouldn't have left in the first place anyway. So I'm glad it's back.
I agree. It's funny because last week, if anybody watched Reality Roundup, we speculated in the news that this news might be coming very soon. So we were right. But I will thank Peter from season 1 of Big Brother Canada. He's the one that kind of left a little breadcrumb on Twitter. He's like June 4th or whatever, BBCan hashtag. And so that's what got me wondering. But I'm thrilled with this news. I've felt the void over the past couple of years. I really need live feeds because it
Yes.
won't be the same without live feeds. Here's what I'll say about Arissa not coming back. Like at first, I was like, "Dang it! Like that really sucks." But considering that this version is going to be filmed in Montreal, my hope is that maybe they asked Arissa, but she wasn't willing to relocate because
Right. That's a long
that's a
way.
while that you have to be out of Toronto, and she lives in Toronto, and be in Montreal instead. So that might be the reason that she's not involved. And I am optimistic about this new host. She's briefly talked about it in an interview, and she seems really nice. So it's going to be good. It's going to be. This is my favorite version of Big Brother. I think it's far superior personally to the U.S. version. So I'm very excited it's back.
Me too.
Okay, next up, we did have the 8th annual Critics' Choice Real TV Awards this week. And the big winners of the night were the Traitors. They won five awards, which was the most of the night. They won Best Competition Series, and they won all 4 of the personality categories.
Wow.
So they won Best Ensemble Cast in an unscripted series, Best Show Host, Alan Cumming, Best Male Star of the Year, Rob Roush, good
Yeah,
job,
Rob.
and then Best Female Star of the Year, Lisa Rinna.
Okay.
So great news all around. They were not the only, since it's reality TV, they weren't the only competitive reality shows that had some wins. We also saw Dancing with the Stars. It won for Best Competition Series, Talent Variety. And RuPaul's Drag Race won for Best Lifestyle Show, Fashion or Beauty. So
Period.
happy for all of those shows.
Good job. Good job to
Mm-hmm.
all of those. Congratulations to all of them. Um, we have some rumored cast, y'all. So I'm going to show y'all the rumored cast for a
Ooh.
new show, Stacks of Cash. Well, we're gonna have a Big Brother versus Survivor in the stacks of cash, and then we have Chelsea and Sophie are going to be on the show, but they're going to be on regular episodes of the show, and then the Big Brother versus Survivor, you have Taylor, Rubina, and Keanu versus Sari, Sam, and Rizzo. So I'm like, okay, period.
Yeah. I'm interested. I'm interested. This is not like a typical show we would cover here because it's a game show, but I will be tuned. Maybe we can make an exception for their episodes at least and
We
cover
might
them on.
talk about it here on Reality Roundup. We might.
A few of our mothers are on
Our
here.
mothers are here.
Yes.
Sari and Taylor? What are you
Taylor, our
talking
mother
about?
who's younger than us.
What are you talking about? Mothers are here. Taylor and
Mhm.
Sari, period. And the
Yep.
crazy
And
part is, I've met most of these people.
me too. I've met 5 of them.
Two, three,
I've met the whole
four.
top row.
I met the whole top row.
And I've met Sari.
Yeah, I met the whole top row. I haven't met the bottom row yet, but I met the top
Okay.
row.
You need to meet the survivors.
I need
You've
to meet the
met Rizzo.
survivors.
We both have met Rizzo, but
I
not
played
not
a
in
game
person.
with Rizzo once a long time ago, but I haven't officially met Rizzo. So,
Fair.
but yeah,
Uh,
stacks of cash. It's gonna be interesting to see this.
yeah, I'm excited. I don't really know the format, but I'm intrigued. And
Me
hopefully
too.
they bring more CBS people.
Absolutely. Let's.
Okay, next story. So we do have news about Survivor 52. It has officially begun production. So they are working on that season. I'm sure it's still the open era. We
Mhm.
don't really have anything about the cast yet, but I have a feeling in about a month or so, we'll start getting a rumored cast coming. So yeah, I'm intrigued, optimistic about Survivor 51 and 52. We'll see how it goes.
Absolutely. And Destination X UK has officially confirmed that there will be a second season. So I'm very happy about that. With filming expected to start this summer. So I'm very
Mhm.
excited to see Destination X UK. I enjoyed it last season, so I'm ready to see what it's going to give this season.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's kind of needed to have the US and the UK version because it
Hmm.
it almost feels like a pro mode with the UK and then like slow mode with the US. So I like both, just for their different reasons. But I think that the cities they go to are a little bit tougher in the UK. So I'm excited to see both of them.
Absolutely. Now, folks, it's time to get into a little bit of drag.
Oh. I meant to do that.
Hey, of course, you're waiting on me.
Yes, I was waiting. Yeah, so we're talking about Drag Race All Stars 11. It's still chugging along. We are at the end of the pink bracket for this week, and I will say immediately at the beginning of this episode, we see Selena is going hard with the strategy. I knew it. I talked about it in the cast assessment. She's a gamer at heart, so she is playing this like game, and she's immediately trying to work people to get some points. She wants, especially from Aura, she feels entitled to those points because they have a Peck Peck alliance. But what was really funny to me, so Aura ends up giving her point to Vivacious, uh, and we find out from Selena herself that that was a good choice for Aura because she was not going to give her a point back. Um, so, but there was just some manipulation when Aura came and talked to her, and she was just trying to lay on the guilt trip and make her feel bad in hopes that Aura would give her a point later on. But when Aura walks away, there's this cute little smile and look at the camera that Selena did. It made it to the cover of this YouTube video, so you've seen it there. But yeah, I thought that was a great moment from her. She is playing hard. Is she playing too hard though? But we also got the slap reading challenge, which was pretty funny. I thought Silky was great, especially when she told April before she goes on stage, just remember, wait, WAIT. Why am I terrible? And you could tell RuPaul loved that. I bet RuPaul's going to use that at some point. Honorable mention to Crystal, um, when she told Vivacious, she's like, you should change your name from Vivacious to Sluggish. I cracked up. That was so good to me. But we find out that it's going to be a gay dad's makeover. So they bring out all these gay dads. They all seem really sweet. Like I really enjoyed all of these men. Silky, she got to pick first for herself. She picked somebody who didn't necessarily match her aesthetic. She wanted to go for a bit of a challenge on this, which could pay off. We'll see. But she did feel like she was being a little bit shady with how she was pairing up a lot of the men. She was definitely trying to challenge everybody with their pairs, which is what you should be doing at this point. Um, but yeah, we had some good conversations. We had one of the dads talking about like the struggles of being a dad and having a baby and going in the men's room. And often there's not a changing table in the men's room, so you have to change your baby on the floor, which is just really sad to think about. Like things aren't as easily accessible to certain people. And then we had Derek talking about being an elementary school teacher in Florida and how with the "Don't Say Gay" uh, rule that's the law that's passed in Florida, like if any of the kids asks about his wife, he just has to kind of lie and go along with it. He can't be honest about his husband, who's also in the same room there. He was one of the makeover contestants as well. But I want to quickly go through the makeovers. You didn't get to see them, Lana, but I'll tell you my favorites. I'll start with my least favorite. So number 6 for me was April. She wasn't bad. Like it definitely, she put her face on her partner, and it was a cute story. But I think I wanted more from the reveal they did. Uh, and the wig, it just felt like it was kind of wearing her partner. Like it was good, just wasn't her best. And I said it in the cast assessment. I think April was the one that I had the least hopes for out of these 6, and I think she kind of lived up to my expectations. Unfortunately, she had some good runways. I'll give her that, but she didn't excel in the challenges. For me, number 5 was Silky. They matched. They matched perfectly with their looks. I don't know why Michelle was like, I don't see the family. They're wearing basically identical outfits. Their hair is different. Okay, whatever, Michelle. I just didn't think the looks were good. They matched, but it wasn't a good look for me. I do think her face paint she put on her partner was good. It kind of reminded me of like blue hydrangea or even crystal envy a little bit. I just didn't like the looks. Number 5 for me was Crystal. I love the makeup that she put on her partner, but the looks themselves were just really busy. All sorts of colors and patterns and textures, and it was just a little bit too much for me, which is kind of Crystal's brand some of the time. So it made sense, but it just wasn't appealing to me. I did like the homage to the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence. I have a friend, actually, it's somebody that Crystal knows as well that's in the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence in Kansas City. So I thought that was kind of cool that she was honoring them. Number 3 for me was Aura. Very pretty blue. The silhouettes were very similar. I thought it was just really, really pretty, well executed. Just maybe nothing special, nothing too exciting, and I wanted it to have a stronger point of view. And she also had these like little like I don't know like circular antennas coming out, and I was confused by that. I didn't know what those were about. But she was number 3 for me. I had a very strong number 2. It wasn't close. Number 2 for me was Selena. Love the pinstripe suit. I thought this was gorgeous. It's giving Nicole Kidman the AMC ad. She does. But they had the same type of suits, but they were styled differently, which is what people should be doing for these challenges. That's the cheat code. And they also had great delivery on the runway. So Selena killed it. I'm glad she finally had a challenge that she just made it impossible for Rue to not put her in the top 2. So great job from her. But for me, number 1, the surprise of the night was Vivacious. Wow, wow, Vivacious killed it, especially because they've been challenging her about her makeup. Her makeup hasn't been up to the standard that they're expecting from her, but it looked so good, not only on herself, but on her partners. I thought these looks were so good. Once again, they really match closely, but they're still different silhouettes. Um, and then the hair with the ornacia in the middle, I thought that was a really cool, really nice touch. We found out that it was Ornacia and Ornisha. So I thought that was cute. But yeah, for me, um, pretty clear top two with Selena and Vivacious. And sure enough, that was the top two of the night. So I was very happy to see that. We did get our Nicki Minaj lip sync, which I'm sure they were not happy with the fact that they had filmed this a year ago and didn't know what would come from Nicki Minaj. But yeah, Selena rightfully won that lip sync. She did a great job, and Vivacious dropped a lot of words. I have seen people on Twitter celebrating Vivacious. She's like, she knew not to lip sync that song to that devil woman. So, but here's where the drama came in. Wow. We saw that everybody had to give out their final MVQ points on stage. They wrote it down on a board. First, we see Crystal gives it to Silky, saying she's basically expecting Silky to give her a point back. Then Silky reveals, oh, she did not give it to Crystal. She gave it to April, and she's pretty open about like, I'm trying to make this point disappear. April has the least points. I'm doing what's best for me. And then Aura is next. Aura says, well, I gave my point to the person that we said we were going to trade points with each other. So Silky. So Silky had promised points to Crystal and Aura and gave them to neither. But this left things really interesting now because that puts Silky in the top with 6 points, and we have a tie for second between um, Selena, Crystal, and well, Vivacious is close with 4, but not close enough. But April ends up being the deciding factor, and she says she's going to give it to her Latina sister, and because she knows she's going to kill it in the next round. And you see Selena, she's just so happy already. She knows she's like, April gave me her first point, April gave me her second point. Crystal. And Selena had the face drop of the night. Selena had been working everybody to get some points. Everybody. She kept saying, remember the Peck Pack Alliance to Aura on the stage. And Lana, you haven't seen this, but they go backstage and it keeps going, and you hear her yelling at Aura, don't talk to me. I don't want to talk to you. And Aura says, I forgot we could give a point to somebody in the top two. No, you didn't. And then Michelle goes, ooh, Untucked is going to be good. And it was good. We got to see all of the gaming that was going on. Silky was playing. See, it's so funny because we thought Selena was the gamer, but Silky was the stealth gamer the whole time. She absolutely earned her spot in the top two by playing Crystal, playing Aura. When everybody saw how blatant Selena was going, nobody saw it coming that Silky was the true gamer of the night. So props to her. And we did see the fallout in Untucked after all the points were revealed. Selena was very upset. For me, it was giving entitlement issues a bit, especially because you had just said in the episode earlier you were never going to give a point to Aura, and now after the game is over, it's over. So no need to emotionally manipulate anybody anymore. And you're still trying to make Aura feel bad. She shouldn't have to feel bad. And April shouldn't have to feel bad either because she's in this Trace HA's alliance. She already gave you 2 points, girl. She can give it to the other person in the Trace HA's alliance. There's nothing wrong with that. And Silky was not going to let Selena just end things on such a sour note. She's like, no, you're going to go talk to Ori. You're going to make it right. We're all going to be sisters after this. And I really respect Silky for doing that. And Silky the whole time is like, and people are going to be mad at me too, but we're going to make it through this. We're going to work it out because I lied to people and I feel bad about it, but I don't feel bad about it because it got me where I needed to be. So it was a really good Untucked. And I'm very happy Crystal and Silky are moving on. I do think they're the strongest people to represent the pink bracket And I hope Selena gets a chance to come back as a wild card. I think she did great this season. Um, and I think she can be proud of what she did without being bitter towards people for not giving her points. So, but it was a good episode. I'm very intrigued. I can't wait for next episode.
Well, we move on to the next bracket, so we see what the next bracket will do in
We
Drag
will.
Race All
Yep.
Stars. Well, let's keep it moving as we move on to. There's an air of love in the air, so let's talk about dating shows, shall we? Well, that was quick. There we go. Much better. Love Island is here, y'all. Love Island has joined the party. Love Island is in the building, it's back. And not just one, but two Love Islands are here. So we're going to start with Love Island USA. They had their premiere this week. We have the first 4 episodes of the season that dropped this week. And wow. Wow.
Oh,
What a
indeed.
week! What a week we've had. We've had we're 4 or 5 days in, and we've had cheating allegations and crying and pettiness all in a week. It's crazy. But let's jump into this cast so y'all can see who we're talking about. I don't want to just talk about people. Y'all don't know who the heck we're talking about if you haven't watched Love Island. We're gonna do it real quick. We're gonna do it real quick. Because we don't have all that. Um, Bryce and Trinity is one of the first couples of Love Island this season. What do you think about? What do you think about Bryce and Trinity?
Yeah, so I actually gave power rankings. So I'll give you where I
Give me
rank everybody.
yes.
And this is not based on how well I think they'll do. It's just how much am I rooting for them at this moment? And I've had my ups and downs with everybody. And I'm including Corbin. He's in the
Okay,
rankings
he's
too.
in
So
there. Mhm.
okay, perfect. Right now, they're sitting at number 3 for me.
Okay,
They've gone up and down. The thing is, I really like Trinity. She's one of my favorite people. She's very outspoken. She's very open about things. And I keep wanting them to find that chemistry. And I think there's potential here, but they haven't quite landed on it. I know the age difference has been kind of a struggle for them. Um, I do think Bryce is a little bit dull, so Trinity is carrying this couple for me. But I do think they have potential if they can make it last like another week or so. I think they might find the chemistry they need and might find the fan base they need. But right now, I'm rooting for them. I like them.
I like them. I at the beginning of the week I was like, not sure if they're going to be the ones for me. I don't know. Toward this last episode put it in better. I think them going on the date this week and doing going on the date with the new bombshells and then being put back together because neither of them got picked. It put some perspective for them into it. Like, yeah, we tried it, we explored, and it didn't work out in our favor. We can come back together, and I liked how mature they were about it. It was like, we did it. It didn't
Yeah.
work. We back together. Cool. Let's see what do we do. And then even in this last past episode, when Trinity picked Bryce as the
He's making it.
fakest,
Yeah.
he's faking it. And I feel what I think both of them were faking it. I think they were both. She friend zoned him because she's like, we're not him. And he's like, actually, I'm actually do like you. I want to try. And I think we're building a foundation. And I think it clicked for Trinity in that moment, like, oh wait, that's what's happening right now. We might not be on the level of being all up in each other's face, but a real relationship ain't that. A real relationship is the foundation you're building. It ain't just all kissy kissy and all up on each other. You have to I have to like you. I have to build a foundation to want this relationship. Anybody can have lustful feelings at the beginning. I'm attracted to you. I want to kiss you. What happens when that fades? Do I like you? And so I feel like they're building that foundation of possibly, and I said this today on the podcast. If y'all want to check that out, if if they like you said last a little bit, they take some time with it. I think they can build that chemistry, but I also think even if they don't work, even if they're not a match for a relationship, I think they will be really great friends at the end
I
of
can
this.
see that.
So I can definitely see them doing that. They could be that people that did they'll go on beyond the villa and just be like the besties. Like they'll be so friendly to each other, be championing each other in their relationships, in the next relationships that they in, helping each other out. I could see them being really good friends, but I also could see them actually building a foundation. And Trinity, with the age gap, Bryce is ready for something. Trinity may not be, but she might not know she could be. And so I think that could mend them along. So I like them. I agree with your third ranking. If I was ranking,
Okay.
I would agree with that.
Okay.
Sincere and Melanie. What a journey.
What a wild journey. Man, okay. My ranking for this is so complicated because I will say, like, pretty much by the end of episode one, I was all in
All
on
in.
this couple.
Love
I
them.
love them. I think Sincere is absolutely one of the best looking guys in the group.
Oh,
I
it's
think
so
Melanie is
fun.
gorgeous as well, and they had such great chemistry.
Yep.
They really seem to be meshing well. Um, I think just the whole format of the show is weird in general because like rules that you would have in everyday life, those kind of go out the window when
Out
you're
the
playing this
window.
game. But not everybody remembers that those go out the window. So I
Everybody
think since
should.
yeah, it's hard though. Like I would struggle. I would be like Melanie. um, and I hate that about myself, but I would have a hard time if somebody I liked, if I saw them talking to somebody else. But I think Sincere had a pretty harmless conversation with Kata,
It was
and
not even pretty harmless. It was 100%
no,
harmless. There was
yeah,
no romance in that conversation. It was
yeah.
so harmless.
And so get back to Melanie, and I actually felt for her in the moment because I can understand just having some insecurity there, but she just went on this insane warpath, destroy. And what really drove me crazy in this moment is she's very upset with Sincere. We saw her yell at him, but she kept talking to Anaya mostly about
Mhm.
this. She's like, you know what, Anaya, I'm just gonna have to like do what I have to do. I'm gonna go talk to Casey. I'm gonna go talk to Casey and see where things are with him now. And I'm like, what? Why are you like, sorry, Bessie. Now I'm gonna go try to get your boyfriend now. I'm like, okay, well, that's weird. And then we get this new bombshell Corbin come in, and this girl, it feels like everything she's doing is it is based on trying to hurt Sincere. Like she
Absolutely.
wants this man to suffer, and it is driving me insane. Melanie tanked in my rankings.
They
Um,
so bad.
so I will say, Sincere is one of my absolute favorite people on the show. Melanie, by the end of the last episode, she's maybe my least favorite on the show because she's gone insane, insane. And so they're number four for me out of seven because I would like them to come together. I don't know. I don't know if it's possible. I think Sincere maybe deserves better than
He
what
does.
Melanie's capable of being, but it just kind of hurts me because I really was rooting for this couple. And I don't think they're going to last much longer. And I think Sincere is going to be the one paying the price because I could see him leaving very soon if he's
I,
not coupled up, and that hurts for me because I love that guy.
if
But yeah,
Sincere
number
leaves, I would
four.
be so hurt. If Sincere leaves, and I said this today, I said if Sincere leaves, I will be very upset with Melanie because, and not because she wants to talk to Corbin and wants to get, and if she finds him more attractive or more compatible with him, that's fine. It's the fact that yes, I think everything she has been doing, talking to Casey, talking to Corbin, talking, to everybody about Sincere was to hurt Sincere. It wasn't because she wanted to find new connections or she, felt like she needed to explore, which I feel like everybody should be doing right now. It's the first week. Everybody should be exploring. Nobody should be locked down. Nobody should just be stuck talking to one person. It is the nature of the show. Everybody who signed up for this show know what the show is about and you know what you're supposed to do. So if you can't emotionally get yourself together to deal with this, don't come on the show. And she was not emotionally available or emotionally mature enough to handle seeing Sincere have one conversation with somebody outside of her. And literally, they were talking about their dogs.
Yeah.
Like, and even if you didn't believe what Sincere said when he told you it wasn't a big deal conversation, confirmation came right behind that when Kata came and said, "Oh, it was no flow, no romantic, no flirtiness at all in our conversation. Like she's very happy with where she's with Zach. She is not stunting your man, and you are the one projecting that onto him and her. Now I don't know who hurt you in the past, girl, but that is not fair to bring that into this show and to put that on Sincere. I like Sincere the most. I think Sincere is one of my favorite people on this show this season, which is crazy because it's never a man for me on these shows. It's
Mhm.
never a man as my favorite. It has never been a man on my as my favorite. Sincere has broken the mold. He is my favorite Islander on this show, and I will be so hurt if he leaves because of her bitterness. And I think he deserves so much better than that. So I don't know. I don't think Corbin deserves her. I don't think nobody deserves her. She's talking about walking around saying, I need 10. I need 10. I need 24 hours for her to get out of my villa.
Right. Yeah,
I
I would
need
love to see
24.
her go.
I need her to go because, baby, I don't. I ain't like it.
Yeah.
I ain't like it.
I haven't watched a lot of Love Island. I've seen season 1, 4, and now I'm watching this one, which is funny. It's always a different host each time I've watched. But the thing that I do know is usually um, there's kind of like a sisterhood going on with the girls. Like they can always like even if they're talking to each other's guys, they can make it work. She feels like she's burning that.
Yeah, she
She's
is.
burning all the bridges, and she doesn't seem to care.
She
And they're trying
don't.
to tell her, they're trying to tell her, and she doesn't care, and it's very frustrating.
It's frustrating because that conversation with her and Bia this last episode, it was unnecessary for her to get that upset about it. It was unnecessary. But yeah, we move to Casey and Anaya.
Hmm. This is an interesting one because so when we first got all of our couples paired up, for me, I did rankings immediately, and this was my least favorite couple because they were kind of like the leftovers. So
Hmm.
it felt like the least earned. Plus, I thought Casey was a little bit dull to start. I still think he is to a degree. Like he's not the biggest personality of the guys. And plus, what do you mean you're a plant person over an animal person? Red flag, red flag. I know, I know,
Well, then red flag because I would have stood right
I
behind
know.
that door.
I know. But here, I have really like grown to like them more and more as a couple as the weeks go on. I feel that slow chemistry being earned, and they've actually made their way to number one on my rankings. They're my favorite couple as of now, and I will say Anaya is carrying it for me because I
Hmm.
really like Anaya. She's probably my favorite girl in the house right now.
Hmm.
Um, I just want to see more of Casey's personality. And I
Yeah,
know he's capable of it, but he needs to get out of his shell a little bit more. But I want to find a reason for to really, really, really root for them as a couple. But I like them a lot.
I love them. I do think they will be my favorite couple as of right now. But I'm nervous for KC because I feel like Anaya has a wandering eye. I think she feels very like somebody else because she this week she got the news that Sean is interested in her. And because Sean was like, when he came in, Trinity and Anaya was her number one and number two picks. And she was like, oh, what? Because Sean, you were in my top two as well. So I think she's starting to feel like, okay, I have options and I don't have to settle. And I think that's what it felt like in the beginning with KC and her, is they just had to settle for each other because neither one of them got picked. And but I do like their chemistry. I do like their banter. I do like that she likes him, but I do think if she had the chance to explore and wonder, she would, which is fine. It finds your connection, boo. But I like Casey. I think he's such a sweetheart. I think he's so kind and stuff. I do think he has personality. It just has to come out. And I don't think he had. time to show it, or even if they did show it, they haven't shown us that. So, but KC is so fine. Oh my God, KC is so fine. Like,
They all are
please.
though. Like,
These men are eating this season on you. As
mhm,
I will say, this is the as a general crop, it's not. This is one of the better crops of men for OG men that we've seen,
mhm.
because I mean we had some really good ones in the last couple of years. Some really fine, like Miguel, fine, fine, fine in 6. You had Nick and Jeremiah in 7, fine, fine, fine. But it was always that one you'd be like, why are you here? Why are you here? I don't understand why you're here. This one, I think the group is like, all of them are pretty good looking. I mean, in ranks and others, like some are finer than others, but all of them are pretty good looking. So I love that.
Wouldn't
I
push
love that.
anybody out of bed here.
I wouldn't push none of them out. I was like, you all cute. Okay. But yeah, Casey's fine. But sincere, whew, all right. But yeah. Let's move on. It's not, see, I'm about to call you Charlie again. That is not Charlie. That is Zach. Zach and Kada.
Okay. So this is the couple that they do nothing for me. um, do I like either of these people as individuals? Not really. Not
Oh,
really. But I think what really kind of rubbed me the wrong way was the way Zach was never interested in Kenzie.
no.
And he was trying to, like, I think he was trying to drop like the tiniest of breadcrumbs to her when he just could have been honest with her. And I really didn't like how any of that went down. I don't like, there's just something about him that seems a little sociopathic to me. Oh, are we disagreeing on this?
We
Because I
are
don't know if it is.
disagreeing hard.
He's one of my, he's my least favorite guy in the whole place. And Kata, I think she's gorgeous. Every time I see her eyes, I'm like hypnotized, and I'm not straight. But
Mhm.
I think she's gorgeous, but she's just also not giving me a lot to root for. So them as a couple, they can go. They can immediately go. Number 7.
Absolutely not. I totally disagree.
You're
First,
probably biased because you like his brother, whom I don't know.
no, it had nothing to do with Charlie. Zach literally told the girl, "You are not my type." He was not
I
breadcrumbing
don't
her.
usually go for blondes.
He said, "You are not my type. I don't go for blondes. I don't really care for blondes." And then the night when they went to bed, he literally put a whole pillow in between the two of them. If that is not a sign of I'm not into you and you still stand there and want me to be with you, that's your fault, Kenzie. Girl, you should have took off running from the minute he said that you. Why would you want to be with any man that say you are not my type? I'm not sticking around with a
I don't
man
think
who
he
say I
said
am.
it explicitly like that.
No, that is his exact words. You are
We'll
not
have
my
to go back
type.
and review the
You got
footage.
to rewatch. He's like, you're not my type. I usually don't date blondes. That is exactly verbatim what he said. And if anybody tells me I am not their type, I don't usually go for blondes, and I'm sitting there blonde, and baby, no. She should have beelined it to that B and should have made that threesome date a foursome date. Like, I don't know why she stood there. No, I know why she stood there, because she listened to Melody's silly self. Tell her, no, stick around. He's good. He like, no, she should have left. And why she's acting that way towards him is ridiculous, because he
I
did
loved it.
nothing. He did nothing wrong to her. This is Love Island. He did nothing wrong to her. He had every right to go and explore. That is the name of this show. It's day two. Day
She
two.
doesn't owe
And
him conversations though.
why not? Because he said, I want to talk
Because
to you.
he's over there sitting down as she walks by. It's sitting down 20 feet away. Hey, can we talk? Why
No,
don't you
let's talk
get up
about the
and go?
first time when
Okay,
he
the first
walked
time.
up
I know
to
the first time
her
was fine,
and
but that
came
was
to
too
her and
fresh.
said, "Can I talk to you?" And she's like, "Yeah, no, no."
That was too
Okay, fine.
fresh.
And then he said, "Well, could we'll probably do it tomorrow." And she walking by, and he's like, and then Trini's like, "This is
He
the time to
did it
do
the
it."
wrong way the second time.
There is no wrong way. She's walking right past. He said, "Hey, Kinsey, you want to talk?" No, I don't want to talk.
She's talking.
You are so immature, David. If you think that's okay, that is emotionally
No,
immature. Like, that's
no.
so
I think
immature.
people have the right to talk to people when they're ready. So
When is she gonna? Why do he have to chase her for when she's
he
ready?
doesn't. He
And
can
he
just
don't. And he
not
don't
talk
have.
to her.
And that's so ridiculous. Y'all have to live together. Y'all. He not going nowhere. And if she ain't going nowhere, y'all gotta live together. What's the purpose of sitting there in a villa and not talk to each other and make everybody uncomfortable around y'all? When he like that's ridiculous. Like get out of here. I like Zach. I think he told her straight up he was not he was not that she's not his type, and she chose to say that is on her. That's a her problem, not a him problem. And he tried to make it right, and she refused to make it right. So that's her. And then she still was petty in the challenge. You get nothing, girl. Bye. You are
I
so
loved it.
ridiculous.
I loved it.
Hate every second of it. She is so low on the ranking for me. I don't like her. I don't like her. But the only reason she ain't last is because Melanie took that spot. But girl, bye. She is so ridiculously and it ain't even the
We
fun
haven't.
petty.
We'll get to her. We'll get.
We're not even at the fun petty. She is the ridiculous. Kata, I like Kata. I think Kata is she giving what I want to give? Like, she alright. She above Kenzie, but she ain't above everybody else. She like in the middle of the road for me, but I do think she's stunning. She's gorgeous. I think their chemistry it's not, they only been together 24 hours since we see it. So I think it could take time to grow for them. But I think they have it. I think they're attracted to each other, and I'm not gonna rank them at the bottom of the barrel because I think they still got potential to grow. They like 5. I would give them 5 as a couple. I would give them 5. Oh, we move. Gabriel
Okay.
and Bia.
Yeah. So this is another kind of complicated one for me because Bea started as one of my absolute favorites. Um, I think for me, I'm just gonna have a hard time anytime somebody just suddenly drops somebody as a couple
Yeah, you have a
without like
problem. You're gonna have a problem.
explicitly, yeah. Because I often think about like real world dating rules, and I know they don't apply here, but that's why I would never do a show like this. So I was actually kind of pissed off with her for a little bit. I've gotten over it. I'm starting to like her again, especially now that her ops is somebody that's also my ops and Melanie. But I think what's sandbagging this couple for me is I've never really cared for Gabriel. He's never really done it for me. Um, he's a good looking guy. He seems like he's trying, but I just can't connect with him. Maybe it's the rumors I've heard about him. I don't know if those are true. But for me, this is not one of my couples that I'm rooting for. For me, they're number 6 overall.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't think Gabriel's interesting. He's so boring. We literally talked about that on the
Mhm.
recap. He's so boring. And all he does is kiss. All he want to do is kiss. I think he is here for a fun time, not a real thing. I think he just want to kiss everybody, and like Bea is trying to get to know him and get conversation, and they're talking, and then he like then he just grabs her to kiss her. Like it's just so much kissing going on in this season. It's so much kissing and unnecessarily kissing, and it's so I'm not a prude, but I feel like I might be getting a little too old for Love Island because it's too much. It's much too much. It's too much kissing going on, and it's just unnecessary. I don't think he's in there for the right reasons at all. I think I like Bea. I think Bea is, a fun person. I I understood why she chose to go, away from Sean. I didn't like why she did it. I didn't like that she knew that him being a father was a red flag for her and she still chose him. Like he
Right.
told you right off the bat that he was a single father, and he told y'all the whole story of how he became a single father, and you still chose him. And then you go and tell the girls that he's a red flag. Like that doesn't make any sense to me, because if he was a red flag then, why would you choose him? You should have chose somebody else, and you chose not to do that. So therefore I don't respect that you just dumped him like that, but I understand why you did it, and that's fine. You have every right to, not want to be with a single father. That's your prerogative. But you should have told him that. And but I think she's very content with Gabriel because they have a lot in common. But it's just boring to me to watch them. I don't
Yeah.
enjoy watching them as a couple. I enjoy Bea by herself, but I don't enjoy this couple. They would be 7 for me as a couple, honestly, because
Okay.
I'm bored of them.
That makes sense. Also, I did want to talk about like the difference between what her and Sean's interpretation of stepping on
Mm-hmm.
the red was, because I'm
Mm-hmm.
100% with Sean. Like, if you step on red, that means I do not want to be in a couple with you. It doesn't mean I'm open to it, but I want to explore. To me, that's
Mm-hmm.
what green is. Green means I'm open to it, I'm staying with you, but I'm still going to explore and have other conversations. Red means no. It means the end. It means we're done. So I think her interpretation of it was a little weird, but the grace I give her is she mentioned it several times is like she thought she would have the opportunity to explain it in the moment,
Mm-hmm.
and she was whispered away without getting to explain it. So I'll give her that. But for me, yeah, that was the only thing that like really knocked her for me this week.
It's giving me very, you won't know the reference to this, but season 6, it gives me very much Serena and Cordell with the twist,
Oh
the
yeah, yeah,
dance
yeah.
and go challenge, where she had the interpret of she would still get, open to explore with him, but open to explore with other people, and he was just like, it felt like the clothes off, and it's the same thing. But I feel like sometimes Love Island just produces, the way they say things is different to the girls than when they say things to the guys or explain it, because this is the second time we've had the both, and like Serena and Cordell came out and said they both got different interpretations of what the challenge meant, what standing, or staying or dancing would meant. And so when she heard it, like, it wasn't a close off. It was just, I'm still open to exploring, which is, I feel like, is what Bia got. Like, I'm not closing it off. I'm still open to exploring, but I'm still open to being with you, but I'm open to exploring, which I feel like if that was the explanation, everybody should have been standing on the red, because everybody should still be open to exploring in day two. Like, it's day two. You don't know the person fully, so you should be open. But in Sean's case, he's like, I feel like it's a close off, like, you don't want to be with me no more. And I feel like that's probably the interpretation or the explanation he got. That is what that means. And so I don't know. I'm glad she did finally get to explain it to him and he accepted it, but I still don't think they go ever get back to where they were before.
No, they won't.
But yeah, let's get to these singles. Besides singles slash couples at this point, because Quincy and Sean are the singles, but they pretty much a couple. So what we thinking about Kinsey and Sean?
Yeah, I'm definitely treating them as a couple in my mind. I don't have as big of issue with Kenzie as you do. I didn't love her to start, but I really felt bad for her when she was hurt. Like, especially because she like when somebody's trying to control those tears and just can't. Like that gets my heartstrings a little bit. So I felt really bad for her in the moment. Because she clearly like needed him to be more explicit. Like no matter what, he was not being clear enough to her, and I really like Sean as well. Like Sean and Bea were my favorite couple initially. And I did not expect that because when he first came in, I was like, oh, he seems like a tool. I'm not going to like this guy. But I grew to like him pretty immediately, a lot. I think he's by far one of the most attractive people. And he has a really good personality. He seems super likable. He's not dull. He doesn't give typical cop vibes, which I was worried about. Um, so I kind of like when Kenzie and Sean are together. Like they give me hope that they could be a couple. Like I think they could pull it off. Um, I hope it's not just a convenience thing, but I do think that if they end up coupled up, I do think they can make things work. I think they could go all the way. Honestly, they are probably my second favorite couple as of now, mostly because of Sean.
This is so convenient. This is a convenient thing because both of them they were both single, and everything changed because he brought you breakfast, and now all of a sudden that is your person you kissing on. Like, come on now. Sean is smart. Sean knows he is not getting back with Bea. He knows, he can see it. He sees Bea is very comfortable with Gabriel. That's not happening. Sean's planting seeds, and he's smart to plant seeds. He is planting seeds with Kenzie. He is planting seeds with Anaya. He is letting them know. I mean, and he's working hard on Kenzie. Now, the only way this will derail for Sean is if Kenzie is selected by our new bombshell. Corbin, and then Sean will have to put in some extra work to try to get someone to to go for him, but he's planting the seeds already because he lets Anaya know that he's interested in her. He's kissing Kenzie every chance they get. This man wants to stay in the villa, and I'm not mad at that. Like, do you, boo? Stay in the villa. Do what you got to do to stay there. You trying to get that bag? You done lost your job, so you got to. You ain't trying to go back home because you done lost your job. So you got a son to take care of. So you stay in there and you get in the bag and you do what you got to do. And I'm never will I knock it, but I don't believe this relationship this is a convenient couple if I've ever seen a convenient couple in my life, and that is fine. I respect it with my whole chest. Like, I respect every bit of it. Both of y'all need to do what y'all need to do to stay in this villa because that's the name of the game. The only way you can get what you want to get out of this show is to stay in this villa. So stay in it. But I don't believe it because it came out of nowhere. Now, it could have been stuff we just ain't seen. The production could have been hiding some stuff that we've seen it before with Love Island. They don't show us the conversations that we need to see because this came out of nowhere. It literally felt like I fell asleep and I missed the episode and I woke up and now they together. And it's like, what the heck happened? What is going on? But this felt like we both are single. We both going through the same thing. We just go trauma dump with each other. We trauma bonded. They got trauma bonding together, and that's fine if it works for them because sometimes trauma bond relationships work out and turn out to be long lasting relationships. I just don't believe it right now. Now, give it a week or two. If they still together, if somehow they end up coupling up for real and they still together, okay, all right. I won't eat my words, but I'll be like, okay, it worked. But this is the most convenient couple I've ever seen in my entire life of watching Love Island, and I ain't mad at it. It really gives me not Deb, oh, what was the girl, Liberty and Callum from Love Island games. Like, they knew they were friendship couples. They admitted they friendship couples. They ain't trying to be together. That's what this is giving. It's friends. They friends who kiss every now and again for right now. But again, it's day 4, day 5. Do that. But they go also explore everything. I feel like she is going to try to get with the bombshell. If that happens, if it doesn't, she gonna be with Sean. And as soon as the next bombshell walk in the door and it's a girl, Sean is gonna try to get with that girl. And if it happens, it works. If it don't, he'll be right back to Kenzie. That is gonna be this. That is gonna be the story of Kenzie and Sean this entire time. They go try other people, and if it don't work, they'll come back together, which is fine. Get in your bag and do what you do, boo boo. But I see a
Mhm.
top. I can see them making it to the end, and they be a 0 vote finalist, or they be the 4th place. But
Maybe.
still, that's 4th place out of all of it, so it works. Oh, Casa Amor come up and they'll break up all that. Never mind, they won't make it.
Yeah. What makes me nervous though is like it feels like Sean is very like at risk, and so is Sincere, and they're
Mm-hmm.
my two favorite guys right now. So and I don't want to lose either of them, but so
Absolutely.
I can find somebody to get them in this next elimination we have.
Yeah, we need some other girl bombshells to come in and just bomb the hell out of this villa. Like, I need someone to come in and do it. But we do have a new bombshell, and that is Corbin. Ugh.
Yeah, I mean Corbin is a very attractive man. um, but I need a little bit more of his personality because right now I'm not loving what I'm getting so far. Like so we've really mostly just seen this big group conversation,
All
and
right, we ain't got nothing.
I mean here let me my impersonation of that conversation. If I'm Corbin, it's like a lot of like, okay, so what do y'all think of me? What you say I'm good looking? Is that a good thing? Wait, you all are interested in me. That's a good thing, right? And it's like, come on, like that's all just him turning his head and he's getting all these compliments and he's like, is that good? Like, yeah, obviously that's good. Like you can tell he just wants more and more things fed to his ego, which I mean, fair, but he's probably used to hearing lots of compliments all the time. I don't know. I do have him ranked. He's number 5 for me, so he's above my two lesser favorite couples. So I wouldn't mind him sticking around so I can see what his actual personality is,
Mhm.
other than feed me compliments, girls. Feed me all these compliments. But yeah, it's really like a kind of a mystery at this moment.
Yeah, I don't have enough of him to give him
Mhm.
anything. It's in being in a group setting by you being the only dude or surrounded by 6 women is like crazy. A lot of talking coming at you, and because we women we do talk, a lot of talking coming at you, and you're like, what, what? So I don't blame him for that. I don't blame him for that. That's a lot for a man to take in all at once. I want to see him in Sunday's episode to see how he is one-on-one conversations go, because the conversation he had with Mel was, it was fine. It was just a, little minute conversation, but I want to see how he is with one-on-one conversations. I want to see how he is around the guys, how he, his personality. Because usually when the personalities come out when they're with the guys, and it's like, okay, we see you funny, you goofy, or whatever. So I
Mhm.
want to see how he is when he's around the guys and whatever. We'll definitely go see him another time because he's going to pick first Sunday. He's in the recoupling. He will pick the girl he wants to steal first, and then the girls will pick the rest of the guys accordingly after that. I think that's probably how it's going to go. So I'm interested to see how Corbin is. We just didn't get enough of you in this episode, so we shall see how you are, Corbin. But that's enough of y'all. That's enough of y'all, Love Island
Yeah.
USA, because we got to get to the blueprint of Love Island, and that is Love Island UK. And I'm going to say, I didn't put these in the order of the people I like the most. It just happened, the person I like the most just happened to be first. Because I love me some Angelista. We don't get enough of Angelista, but what I do get from Angelista, I love. So I love her.
Mhm.
And
I
go ahead.
Can I say I've watched the first episode and half of the second episode just because I wanted to be a little bit familiar with everybody before you talked about them. The vibe is so different for me because it feels like the US vibe is like immediately sexual. Like, what's
Yes.
your favorite sex position? Let's make out with
Why is that
everybody
the
immediately.
first question? Why is that
Right.
the first question?
Meanwhile, this group was like, they were all going to bed. Do you think anybody will kiss soon? What? Somebody kissed already? And it's like, meanwhile, in the US, like everybody kissed everybody like immediately.
Yeah.
So yeah, the vibe is so different, but
The
she's one
vi-
of my favorites too.
yeah, the vibe is different. It's definitely the first, I will say, the first 3 episodes of this season, boring. Not
Mhm.
as interesting as I would like it to be, but it's picking up in episodes 4, 5, and hopefully 6. But I will say this, if you all want to see the full reactions of my full thoughts and of Love Island UK, check us out later on today. It'll be up later on today. So check that out. Um, as we will go live today at 5 p.m. Eastern. So check that out. Bam. We'll give you our full thoughts on Love Island episodes 4, 5, and 6. But the first 3 episodes was kind of eh. But let's go through and let's talk about this crew, this cast, and Angelista. Like I said, love her. Of course I will because I root for everybody black. That's just who I
Best
am.
looking girl.
And she is the best looking girl. Her and Jasmine, to me, are the best looking girls
Yes,
in the group,
absolutely.
the best looking girls in this group. But she is stunning. She doesn't talk much. She only talks when necessary. She's observant. She's listened. She looks. And I feel like she is that person who everybody will go to for advice, and she'll be giving them sound advice. But like, don't
She's
be using
wifey
her.
material.
Right, she is wife material, but don't be using her for emotional support all the time. Let her live her life too and enjoy this experience. But I love her. Ellie, she's pretty.
Just
She's pretty. I think now, okay, Ellie. I will say some of your makeup choices is leaving some to be desired.
this is
No,
good. This is good.
this is good. Your face is pretty, but then what she did just on the night of when she got dumped, her face was. weird. I'm like, what did you do to that makeup? I don't know. It's just, maybe she tanning a lot more and the makeup she brought don't work no more, but girl, but she's pretty. I like her. I think she's very quiet and she has a nice personality, and her and Aiden are together. I think I don't know how I feel about them as a couple, but I like her.
Yeah, I like what I've seen of her. She was one of the standouts for me early on. A lot of the guys wanted her early on, so yeah, I'm interested to see how well she does this season.
Hmm. Then we have Jazz.
Ooh, she
She's a
looks so
stunner.
promiscuous.
She looks so promiscuous and a sassy bitch. But I
She's
think
very
she's so
forgiving.
stunning. She's so too forgiving for me because of I'm like, okay, Lorenzo, I could probably overlook the promiscuous thing because you said it was a mistake and you thought I meant mysterious. You was trying to say mysterious. That's okay. I could probably forget. But then you call me a sassy bitch the next day. Dude, we don't know me like that to be calling me like, no. I would have been like, you know what? Let me go. Let me go talk to somebody else. But she is so pretty. She is so pretty to me. Like, I like her. I want her to do better though. Like, you can do better. Lorenzo cute, but you can do better. You
Yep.
can do better. Lola. Okay. I don't connect to her. I have not connected with her this entire time. Detective Lola. I just haven't connected with her.
Yeah, it's not just me then.
No.
Yeah, she hasn't been a standout. I mean, a lot of the guys seem interested in her from what
They
I've seen.
do. They are. Which is Lola gives them wholesome vibes. Like she's so wholesome. She's so nice. She's so sweet. To me, she's boring. But I ain't got a date her, so that's whatever.
I don't know, whatever Lola wants, Lola gets.
Lola gets, period. Mika. I like her so much. I like her a lot.
She looked like a different person when she took out the braid, though. I was
Yeah.
like, "Who's this curly haired girl?" Oh, that's her.
I love her. I love a girl who go play with her hair and go do some things and change it up and switch it up. I love her. I think the braid is a good thing. She could put it in and put it out. She could wrap it up and twist it up, and then she could let her curly hair flow. I love her. And I think she's so cool and so chill. I enjoyed her in these episodes. She's somebody who I was like, I like her. I like her with her couple. I enjoy her personality. She was a standout for me. I like her. Someone else I like, Robin. I enjoyed her. Do I understand half the things she's saying? Absolutely not. I don't know what she be talking about, but her bubbly personality just makes me go, oh, okay, girl. Whatever you said, I like it. She's so fun to me. I like her. She's young. She's 21, so she's got the young 21 innocence and about her. I do like her. I do like her. And this is the best picture, well, best pose in the bunch. Go on, girl. Anyway.
Fair. Yeah, she's kind of opposite of Lola for me. Like she's giving so much personality. Um, I just like I said, I haven't seen too much, but I just want her to like Sam more than she seems to be. So I don't know what's transpired in that relationship, but I really like Sam. I think he's adorable. We'll talk about him, I'm sure.
Mhm.
But yeah, I do like her. She's fun.
Let's get into the guys. Aiden. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of him right now. But he
Oh, he's so attractive to me.
he
It's so
is your
hot.
type to a T, but yeah,
Well, and he's still my second second closest type here. But
well,
yes,
Sam is the first, I got it. But
yeah.
he's just so I don't like him. I don't like how he talks about the women and how he
Mm,
talks to the boys about like him go like all the guys are irritating me the way they talk about the women and how they talk about how they're going to go explore. Like it's fine to go explore and it's fine to go, talk to them, but they be like, I'm gonna go talk to this girl today and then I'm gonna say her for the afternoon because I want to make sure I speak to her last. So I'm gonna say her to later on the night and I'm just gonna talk. And it's just so like ugh. Like ew. Like, be respectful. You could be like, it's okay to explore. Like, I'm gonna have a good conversations with some of these girls today. I really enjoy talking to Mika. I enjoy talking to Angelista. I like talking to Robin, so I'm gonna go talk to them today. And but they make it sound like a roster. Like, it's so gross feeling. Like, that might not be their intention, but that's how it's coming off to me. And they're like, I'm gonna talk to her in the morning, and then I'm gonna save her for later on in the afternoon, and then I'm gonna go speak to her later on this evening. Like, it's just it's just I don't like it. And then the way he did Ellie for Yasmin, which we'll talk about Yasmin later, and then for Ellie to come right back into this babe, with his brother, babe. I I hope Ellie, because okay, Ellie is gone. She leaves the villa because Yasmin and George, the new bombshells, had a secret agenda to dump two people from the island. And it's fine. They do what they have to do. They dump the people, they dump Samraj, and they dump Ellie from the villa. You do what you got to do. That was what you were told to do. You did it. And the way Aiden moved on from Ellie in 2.5 seconds to be all up in Yasmin's face and was like, that was bold what you did. I ain't really need her no way. Like, that was bold what you did. And I love that. I love that from you. Only to have Ellie walk back in that villa less than 24 hours later with your brother. I hope she date the hell out of your brother. I hope they all up in your face like I I hope he was just sitting there looking at her like,
So messy.
it's so messy. It's so messy. At first, I was like, I don't understand why they did this, but the only reason they did this is to bring two more bombshells in. Okay, I get it. But it wouldn't have worked the way I wanted it to work if Ellie wasn't dumped and then she got with Ada's brother. That made it extra messy. Now, I don't know how Aiden and his brother seem very close, and I don't know if they would, if he would be cool with that, but I hope Ellie is just like, oh, so that's who you want. And he can play that. I didn't do it. She chose me. And that's fine. But the way he was, she ain't gonna see it because she in the villa. But the way he was just like, oh, I like that you did that. I'm so happy you did that. That's just so bold, and I like both. So basically, what Ellie is nothing. She you didn't really like her. Like it. It's It's so messy, messy boots. But this one is gonna be a problem. Aiden is gonna be a problem in this villa, and I can see the mess coming from him. And now that his brother is in there, this is gonna be a problem. I can't wait to watch the rest of them. Like I need to watch 5 and 6 pronto because it's mess. It's messy, messy, messy. Um, Samraj. I like Samraj.
That's not who I see. I see Lorenzo.
Oh, that's Lorenzo. Sorry, that's Lorenzo. Ew, Lorenzo. He's cute, but ill. Sorry.
Yeah, I think he's so cute. Like,
He
especially
is
his
very
eyes.
cute. He is
I'm
so
so
cute.
into his eyes. I've noticed this thing. I'm going to tell you it, and you'll probably notice it too. But if you watch his eyes, I don't know if it's because they're so big, but when he blinks, he like only like partially blinks. Like his eyes never really close all the way. But it's so
Mhm.
cute how they flutter. But he is very dumb. He does not know how to talk to Jasmine.
When he does it, I think Jasmine is too much of a baddie, and he don't know how to speak around her. But he says some stupid
You
stuff
can't say
like
baddie.
she's a baddie. She is a baddie. He don't want to just call her a baddie when she is that. Like, give her title. She's a baddie. But yeah, Lorenzo's cute, but I'm just not feeling him. I'm like, he's cute though. Opie. I like Opie. I think Opie's a great personality. He's
Mhm.
fun. He's a performer. He's an entertainer. He has a big personality. I don't know if Opie is getting the fairest treatment, but he's fine. Him and Angelisa feel like default to me, and I'm like,
That's sad. Because I
it's
like him.
very. I like him
He's one of the
too.
most likable people. I I was like when they were saying, "Oh, you're here for clout," I'm like, "What?" Like I felt bad
That
for him,
pissed
and
me
then he
off. That
slipped.
pissed me. Yeah, twice. That man almost failed
uh,
twice. I like Ope. I think he's just a big personality, and they don't know how to accept or understand that personality. Because the way George was talking about him and going for him, I was like, I have a problem with George. If y'all haven't noticed, I just don't like that man. Because ew, ew, George, ew. Think about optics too, but ew, George coming in there in the villa, and the only two people you don't like is Ope and Samraj. Really? Okay. But I like Opie. I think Opie is great. I think he's his. I hope there's somebody in there that comes in for him. Yasmin seemed to be interested in him, but not interested enough. Um, I hope somebody comes in who's actually interested in Ope or him and Angelisa actually build that connection that makes them stronger and together. I like that. So we'll see. But I like Ope. Sam, David's crush.
big time, big time. Like this is epitome of perfection for me.
Look, please talk about Sam.
Okay. Well, first of all, he has such a little delicate voice. Like it kind of sets off my gaydar, but maybe that's wishful thinking. But yeah, I think he's so gorgeous. He seems really sweet. I couldn't believe he was the last person to be coupled up. Like nobody wanted him. It seemed like. I also like that he's representing for people like the hard of hearing community. He's got his hearing aids. He just seems so likable all around. Like I said, I've only seen the first episode and a half, so I don't know how things are going for him. But I'm really rooting for him. I don't know if he's still with Robin, but they feel kind of opposite. Like she's a really big personality, he's really timid. So like maybe that's why they're not fully meshing in the episode and a half I've seen. But I still really like him.
Yeah. And I do think that was the issue with Robin and Sam is the two difference of personalities and things like that. But I like Sam. I think Sam is fine. We didn't really get to see a lot of Sam in the episodes that I've watched. Um, but what I did get to see of Sam, yeah, you will be sad to know, or not really sad to know, or nobody's surprised. Robin already friended off with him, was like, yeah, no, this isn't working because she was interested in George. So she kind of was like, it's just not meshing with us. And he was very understanding because he probably felt the same way. I don't think
Mhm.
they didn't get together because they wanted to. It was just like a guess we're stuck with each other kind of thing. So I didn't think it would work with them. But Sam, I think if somebody came in for Sam, that would be lovely. I hope somebody comes in for him. He seems quiet and sweet
I'll
and
do it.
nice.
I'll
Yeah.
do it.
Okay. I don't know if he's interested, but sure. Maybe. Maybe.
Yeah, he said he likes blondes. I'm not blonde, so
Yeah. And he might like women and you're not a woman. So I don't know. Maybe. Possibly.
I'm not fully convinced, but we'll
I'm
see.
sure. I'm sure. I'm sure. Nobody should be fully convinced on anybody these days if they're fully gay or straight. I don't know. It's a lot of middle people. But Sam is great. And I think Sam is fine. I would like to see more of Sam production. We would like to know more about him. Because like I didn't even know he was until there was hard of hearing. I never paid that much attention to him in the episode, so I didn't even see his hearing aids, which is crazy. I'm gonna have to start watching for real these people. But Sam. Sam Raj. I like Sam Raj. I think Sam Raj is so good
Sam
looking.
J.
Not Sam J. I think Sam Raj is very cute, but Sam Raj is a model, and he'll tell us every second that he's a model, and that I'm a model, and I'm a model. Do I find
Poor
Sam
lady.
Raj a little? Do I find Sam Raj a little boring and dull? Yes. But is he cute? Yes. Do I like him still? Yes. And I think him and Mika together is nice. It was a good pairing because him and Mika, she is so bubbly and he is so laid back, and they could just bring up and balance each other out. But I like Sam Raj.
Yeah, I think he was likable, kind of neutral for me. Not like the biggest personality, not the smallest. So
Right. Did you know he speaks six different languages?
he speaks four, but he understands five.
He speaks four different languages, and he worked at his family's restaurant.
Yep,
Oh, but he's
25%
also a
of the
model.
time,
He's also a model.
75% of the time.
Yeah. But yeah, he can speak several languages. I do like Sam Raj. I thought he was great. And then we have Sean, our primary educator, Sean. I said, oh,
Mhm.
Sean got a nice body. I will give him that.
Yeah, he does have a nice body. He doesn't have the best face of the group. No offense to him, but he seems like a really nice guy. Like I think
Yes.
he seems like one of the more down to earth people
hmm
amongst this group. So like I do like him as a person. I hope things are going well for him.
I think Sean is a really nice person too. I think he is the most normal, down to earth kind of guy. Not normal, but he's very down to earth. I think he navigates things really well. He's not his head isn't in the clouds about stuff. He's very realistic, which I appreciate. Um, I do like him. I think him and his couple is decent. I like them. I really do. I mean, he got Lola, and Lola's just the person who I'm not really that into, but I think he's navigating that a couple of people are interested in her, and he's handling it very well, and he's not being stupid and not, running around acting like he man, like a beat my chest, acting stupid. But I don't know. I think there's somebody that could come in for him. That I think he would turn his head if somebody comes in that's more of his type. But we shall see. We shall see. I'm gonna skip to the bombshells because there's the couples if y'all care. Um, there they are. There they are. There they are. There they are. But we did get two bombshells. Yasmin was the bombshell. I like her now. I liked her in the beginning. I feel like production put them in a really weird spot by making them do this whole picking two people to dump because you make enemies out of two people only to bring them back into the game is wild and crazy. But you also make them come into the villa and befriend these people only to have to kick two of them out. And I think that was Ellie's problem with Yasmin. She was like, I don't care if you dump me and that's the reason you had to do it. Why act like you my friend? I said, because she couldn't come in acting like she your enemy, because that is not gonna make that's not gonna make sense at all. But to act like she can't be friends but to put that pressure on her and George to come in and act like trying to befriend people only to kick two people out is wild and crazy. But I think she navigated better for me in that aspect. She came in, she was talking to the girls, she enjoyed, they had fun. She was talking to the guys, she was getting to know the people who she wanted to get to know. And I think she did it in a very respectful manner. Like nothing she did was out of pocket, nothing she did was, crazy. And I think she did a really good job with that. But I do think they put them in a very tricky position.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't have much of an opinion on her. I haven't seen a lot of her yet, but she seems fine. She has intense eyebrows. I will say that.
But then there's George, who had the opposite reaction. He did. Now, what I will give the positives about George. He came in very respectful to the women. He did not come in, navigating it weird and crazy. He was doing what bombshells do. You come in, you talk to people, you get to know everybody, you pick your favorites, you talk. And he didn't do that in a way that was any crazy. What was the negative part of George was how he talked or treated the guys. He came in trying not to befriend everybody. He came in hard on Samraj. Apparently, he didn't like the fact that Samraj was a model and he could work in his family's restaurant and that he could speak four languages. He ain't like that about him because He ain't like that. And then he didn't like Ope because Ope had a big personality. And he don't know why he's smiling all the time. Like, what's his deal? Why he smile all the time? And I'm like, people can't be happy. Like, they in a free villa in Spain. Why can't he be happy? Like, so,
Mhm.
it doesn't make any sense. But he didn't like that. So I didn't like how he approached the guys because he picked his favorite guys that he liked to hang out with, and that's who he. And the only people he didn't like was the two men of color, which I was like, oh, that's weird. That's interesting. George. That seems weird to me. And then the only
Lana,
people you don't want to talk to out of the women is Angelista and Jasmine. That
not a good
seems
look.
weird. That seems interesting, George. Okay, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Also, correct me if I'm wrong, but shouldn't the bombshells be like the most attractive ones, not the least attractive ones?
Because if he would have walked in the villa, I'm like, no, I'm happy where I'm at.
Yeah.
I would have been happy. Don't talk to me. I'm happy with the person who I'm with because at least I think I can look at, like, if we go on, let's compare to US, the bombshells that came in from the US, Gabriel, good
Hmm.
looking.
Hmm.
Corbin, good looking. Kata, gorgeous. And then we come to
Yeah.
the UK, and the first bombshell is George.
And I like blondes. They're my favorite.
Blondes are not my type. I don't usually date
They're my type.
blondes.
And this one, no.
I just not, and it's just he wasn't compared to the boys that they already had in the villa.
Hmm.
He wasn't. It was a little bit of a letdown, but his whole attitude was a letdown. But we don't have to worry about George Lee because he left. He
Yeah.
left. By the time we get to episode 5, he is gone. We don't know why. They say personal reasons. We don't know why he left, but he's gone. So there's that. I will say this week, Love Island UK was not USA. I forgot to switch it over, but UK was it was a decent. The first 3 episodes were kind of laid back, getting to know, chill. It starts to pick up in episode 4 and hopefully 5 and 6. So I will. I haven't watched 5 and 6 yet. I'll give you all of those thoughts on my full recap tomorrow or today at 5 p.m. Eastern. Come check us out at 5 p.m. Eastern today, and you will see me talk about episodes 4, 5, and 6 along with Logan. So check that out. And yeah, we do have one more little bit of reality news. So speaking of Love Island, Sean might be in a little trouble when he get back to Pennsylvania because the Bethlehem, Pennsylvania mayor J.W. Williams Reynolds has spoken out against Sean from Love Island, and he has expressed his frustrations with him for wasting thousands of government dollars on his training as a police officer, only for him to quit and go on Love Island. I said, sir, okay. But Sean's mom has also responded to said news and said they did not pay for Sean to be trained as a police officer. Sean paid for his own training to go as a police officer. He was a police officer in another city and he transferred from one city to Pennsylvania for his child. He said that. And he paid for the training to go to be a police officer in Pennsylvania. So she's like, the government, they did not pay for that. They paid for some minor training for him to go, like the transfer training, but not for his police. Like he made it sound like they paid $1,000 on him training as an officer. His mom said no, they only trained him for to the rules of becoming a Pennsylvania officer. So it's mixed stories going on. But, sir, Mr. Mayor, you do not own that man. You can't tell him what he can and cannot do as far as his life. He got the job. He was there for a minute. It wasn't like he got the job and left the day after. Like he went through the training, got the job, was like, oh, Love Island called, I'm out. No, he worked there for a while. He could and you can always hire him back if he leaves the show. It's Mr. Mayor.
I doubt he would want to come back now.
I doubt he'll want to come back now that you on social media blasting him for making
Yeah.
a decision about his own life and going on the show. Um, I don't think that was necessary, but sure, be frustrated. I get it.
Right. And it only makes their police force look worse because he's like, it's so hard to find people to be in police officers in our town. And I'm like, okay, well, then there's not a lot of faith in your police force then
Right.
if you're having such a hard time recruiting.
Well, I'm about to say you should be recruiting people, and if you can't get people to come to your town, it's because your police department is flawed, or y'all not paying them enough. So, which is
Mhm.
possible. So, do what you got to do, but don't be coming for that man for making the decision on his
It's
life.
petty.
That was very petty and unnecessary. But all right, y'all, that's it for us this week. Because no changes for next week. All the shows that we covered this week, we'll be covering next week, and that's about it. Let us know in the comments what y'all think. We appreciate you all for watching. If you made it through this 2.5 hour show, you're a real one. And we appreciate you. And let us know in the comments what shows you're watching. What shows do you think we need to cover if we're not covering the shows you want us to cover? Um, who you rooting for on any of these shows? And let us know. Let us know what we can do for you because that's what we're here for. We're here to entertain or at least make your day a little bit brighter. So thanks so much for watching. We truly, truly appreciate you. Follow us on this channel if you haven't done so. Subscribe to this channel and all of our channels. All the links will be in the description below, as well as our audio podcast links. Join our Patreon. Follow us on all of our socials at The Cup Pod on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky. Don't forget to get your merch, your cup mug at lanagcreations.etsy.com. Link is in the description below. QR code is on the right side of the screen. And we're going to get out of here because we've been talking enough and we got other things to do. So we will see you all next time. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Bye.